Sports Radio 560 WQAM Miami Fort Lauderdale presents The Neil Rogers Show. To talk to Neil, call 567-0560, toll free for David Howard, or pound 560 on your cell phone. The opinions of Neil, his guests, callers, or anyone else on the show do not necessarily reflect those of WQAM, Beasley Reed Acquisitions, or the Beasley Broadcast Group. Now, Neil Rogers on Sports Radio 560 QAM.
MONDAYSUCKS. The restroom smells like roses after I'm done. Can't understand why everybody's making fun. The restroom smells like roses. To me it seems okay, but I'm not the only one who used the restroom today. I was only in there for a few minutes. I always spray the Lysol when I am through. But now the word is out that I did it. I guess I'll have to find somewhere else to do. Now I'll have to hold it in and hang my head in disgrace. When I get my hands on who spread those rumors, I'll bash in his face. The restroom smells like roses whenever I am through. It smells okay to me when I do.
10:02 at 560 WQAM. Boy, that overhead sure is low today, boys and girls. It's real low. But anyway, we'll get through it one way or the other. Speaking of doing a little number, I got another great story. Most people don't admit these stories when they happen to them because it only happens to me, okay? Nobody else would admit this. Just another little episode in life proving that there is no God. So yesterday morning we're in Toronto. I got all kinds of stuff about the Air Canada Centre, about that game Saturday night, about the crappy seats that Rimmer got us. Oh, yeah. See, he won't be back. Don't let me forget tomorrow to repeat this for his benefit, because I want to make sure he hears it. Mr. Big Shot. Mr. Big Shot, they're 5 rows below the Air Canada Club up there in the red seats. Yeah, right. You know something? If he would have told me I needed binoculars, I would have taken a pair. And some binoculars, too. Mr. Big Shot with his good friend. Oh, they come from so-and-so with a team and yada, and he's up there, by the way. We meet, let's see, I'm backing up now. We meet at lunch at the Pickle Barrel on Saturday, which naturally I bought. He gives me the tickets, and he says, oh, well, the good news is you can see me from where you're going to be sitting in these seats. You can see me. Like, I'm not going to go there to see the arena and see the hockey game. I'm going there to see Rimmer. Like, I can't see him anytime. And he's up there waving and gesticulating and all, I mean, just putting on, what a ham bone. But not as bad as Christina Moron, by the way. They're singing the national anthems, and I look up in the press box, and there's Rimmer and Denise Potvin, and to their right, there's Bob Cole and Harry Neal doing a game on TV on CBC, and to their right is Joe Bowen doing the Leafs game on radio, and to their right I see a booth, and I see some asshole during the national anthem, and he's waving like an orchestra. He's carrying on and swaying, putting on a whole big act for Geldy and Randy Moeller. It's Christina Moron. Acting like a real jerk, and I thought, what a
moron.
Yeah, is what I thought. I thought to myself,
he's an asshole.
But we already know that Christina...
Moron.
God, you had to see it to believe it. So anyway, we'll get back to that in a minute. But now, yesterday morning, every Sunday morning, they have a great brunch. This is a place next to the Eaton Centre. Eaton's is the big department store in Toronto, like Burdine's. And there's a big shopping mall downtown called the Eaton Centre. And right next to it is a place called J.J. Muggs, which is a very, it looks like one of those, like Dalt's. Remember Dalt's? That kind of a restaurant. And during, like any other time of the week, it's mediocre at best. But Sunday morning, they have the best goddamn brunch from like 10:30 to 3 every Sunday. So anytime we're in Toronto on the weekend and happen to be there on Sunday morning, never miss their Sunday brunch. Now, one of the things I love about it is they have like an omelet bar where the guy makes you omelet fresh, to whatever you want on it. Well, one of the things they do when they make the omelet, of course, what do they put in the pan before they make the omelet? What? I don't hear a word you're saying.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oil.
My microphone
oil. They put oil in the pan, right? Well, I'm not thinking to myself that, 10:30 on a Sunday morning, a little oil in the pan might, you know what I'm thinking? So we finish eating there, and I'm like, just before I finish, I make a trip to the men's room up there in JJ Muggs, because I thought, did my business. I thought I did all of my business, much to my dismay to find out moments later I did not. So we walk out of there, and walking through the Eaton Centre, and I said to John, I said, I think I better go find, because I know where the restrooms are downstairs in the food court. So he goes off into the music store, and I said, I'll be right back, because nature was calling for a repeat performance, okay? Now, we're off at one end. This is a big shopping mall, by the way. We're at one end of it. The restrooms, you go down 3 escalators all the way to the bottom floor, and they're way at the other end on the very bottom floor. And I'm moving along thinking, no problem. I get right to where the door is. Right to the door. You know what I'm talking about? Right to the door, and your mind is playing tricks with your body again, and like, oh no, don't. And I take one step, and oh no, a little bit of a problem. And I thought, well, I'll still make it. I take the next step, and oh boy, wow! Thank God for boxer shorts, baby. Yeah, white boxer shorts, no less. Yeah, white boxers. Oh man. So I fly into there, I do my business, and of course now I'm removing my boxer shorts. Now, this is a busy restroom. It's a busy tea room. So it's not like one of those situations where you can go in and like daintily take them off and like throw them in the trash can. I almost said the shot can. Well, that's what it is. Right. So I had to fold them up kind of like, and stick them behind the base of the toilet. You know what I'm saying? Where there's that one spot, it's like a blind spot.
Where the Italians hide the guns.
Right, where the Cuban women hide the old toilet paper. Oh, my God, what another experience. And I thought to myself, God damn it, there is no God. What? That's it. That's the end of that story.
But wouldn't briefs be more efficient for holding that stuff in?
No,
containing all
no, not at all. Because briefs tend to be, number one, thinner.
Yeah.
Which means that we go through into your pantaloonies, you have like a bad stain. And number two, oh, geez, the thought of that. But boxer shorts are more like, there's more different places where it can catch on. Briefs are very skimpy. It's like almost like wearing a jockstrap. Which you can just imagine if you were wearing a... Oh, gee, what's that on the floor? Oh, boy. Talk about a crappy life, huh? So that was one of the highlights. Before the snowstorm, by the way, that was the first storm, okay? And then a couple hours later, there was another storm of a different kind. It was a real adventure this weekend. It's always an adventure when you get out of here. When you're here, it's pretty boring, But you get on a plane, you go someplace else. It's always an adventure. It's like trying to call my doctor, Dr. Mark, which, by the way, I'll be there an hour early today, Dr. Mark, because we got Marlins baseball at 1:05. Can you believe that?
No.
Marlins and the Mets in New York. Marlins baseball. Any interest at all?
No.
A minimal amount of interest.
No.
I'm watching those attendance figures from the games over the weekend. Yesterday, on a Sunday, on a beautiful sweltering Sunday when it was 94 in the shade, Alex Fernandez pitching. The hero, come back after last year. The big hero pitched that great game opening day. Oh, yes, the Cubans will all come out.
No.
Alex Fernandez is pitching.
No.
An announced crowd of 14,000 and some odd. I bet you, basically, because that's tickets sold. Maybe they had like 10 or 12,000 people in there on a Sunday afternoon. Hate to break the news to you, John Henry. Are they interested?
No.
Is there going to be any interest?
No.
None. Zero. Zippity-doo-dah. I pooped my pants.
Hi, this is Richie Simmons. And since you haven't been sending me money for anything lately, I developed a big load of new diet merchandise. Like my Sweating to the Oldies video? Then you'll love my new Sweating to the Oldies deodorant. When I work out, honey, I put out a scent that could strip the bark off a redwood. So don't offend while you bend. Get my deodorant stick. And you like my deal-a meal? Then you'll love my new Richie Simmons Diet Poker game. You play deal-a meal with your friends and win all their food. And I've got a new line of workout underpants.
How can we guarantee you'll lose weight? Because after listening to Richie Simmons for just 10 minutes, you won't be able to keep anything down.
Keep anything down.
10:15 at 560 WQAM. I was just thinking, I bet you there are a few. I should be in the Guinness Book of Records. How many other people do you know who have crapped their pants in Miami, Toronto, and Rome? Huh? All three of the above. Not anybody know anybody else out there that's done that?
No.
I knew I'd leave my mark on this world before I left it. Make no mistake about that. So anyway, getting back to the inevitable, the Air Canada Centre and our trip. Now, I will say this, man, just like the old Boston Garden in Boston where you could take the subway and get off right inside the garden without even having to go outside, same thing with the Air Canada Centre. You take the subway to Union Station, you get off, and you don't even have to go outside. You walk right through, and there you are in the Air Canada Centre. Just follow the signs. Beautiful building, spectacular, brand new, plastic. Much, much better food than the Macarena. I mean, much more different variety, much, much better food. There's all kinds of food. But the aisles, the walkways out in the, in the walkway, too narrow, much too narrow, jam-packed with people out there. And then you go inside, and like I said, Rimmer gets us real crappy seats. Yeah, I mean, really, the price was right, they were free, but you might as well sit close enough to be able to see the game. It's kind of like the goals that are being scored at the other end, which the Leafs with those 5 goals in the first 2 periods all were mostly at the other end. And you need binoculars to see what's going on. Oh, there's the red light. At least you can see the light come on, but other than that, you can't really see what's going on down there. Way on the end. Bad. And unfortunately, the bad news is that thanks to Gary Bettman, thanks to the sports moguls in all professional sports, they're destroying it. It's not only new arenas and new ballparks and new stadiums, but they all have to be the same. They all have to be equally plastic. And so on the big scoreboard there at Center Ice, horrible acoustics, by the way, the worst in the world, they play the same corny crap there that we see at the Macarena. Thank you, Gary Bettman, you jackass, you stupid little Jew, you idiot. The thing with Gene Hackman, that scene from the locker room, and they're doing the applause. The one thing I will say, though, in Toronto, though, those very polite people, don't get them going. Here, they get sucked into that. Doesn't faze them at all. They don't start applauding. They're busy in a coma. We stayed for 2 periods. Of course, you know the outcome of the game. Toronto won 9-1. If I would have known they were going to score 4 more in the third, I might have stayed. And every time the Leafs score, I jump up, I'm screaming, hey! And I'm looking around. Now, I realize the crowd in Toronto, they're, like I said, they're very polite. I think even when they shoot you, they say, oh, sorry, sir, here you go. Really, they're too polite. But, I mean, the people in the Air Canada Centre, they're not just polite, they're in a coma. They're in a coma, baby. I look around, everybody's sitting. Yeah, but we just scored a goal, eh? Yeah, okay. And now what they're doing is like in the red seats, I don't know about all the other sections. They got platinum seats, they got the gold, which used to be the best at Maple Leaf Gardens. They got the red, and then the schleppers way up there with the Mount Palomar telescopes and the binoculars in the green seats, way up there, 1,000,000 miles in the sky. And they have the usherettes go around like they do at PP Park with their little order taking and their little computer, and they take orders for food while the game is going on. So people are passing money back and forth and passing credit cards. So not only are people getting up and walking back and forth, which you never used to see this at Maple Leaf Gardens, but now they're passing stuff back and forth and food back and forth, and it just incessantly goes on and never ends. Just tragic. Very sad. I mean, the place looks nice, but they've totally destroyed the atmosphere. And you can't complain about the atmosphere in this building. There isn't any. There is none. Zero. Like I said, the sound system blows. They aren't blasting it, thank God. I don't think they can get it that loud to blast it. It was just, other than the outcome of the game, for me, other than that, it was just depressing. Very depressing. All the same garbage up on the scoreboard. All the same music. Da-da, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. This is what it's all become. And I was thinking to myself, why? I'm serious about this. Why do we go to sporting events that are on television for free? Huh? Seriously, that's a magnificent question. Like, for example, the Panthers have 2 more home games. Wednesday against Montreal, which I'm still debating about that. Saturday against Tampa Bay against the lightweights. The last home game of the season? I'm not going to be going to that?
No.
Not on your life. I'd rather stay home and pick seeds out of my
rectum
than we'll go watch the Lightning and the Panthers. But seriously, why do we go? They keep building all these stadiums in the arenas, and it becomes less and less appealing. Fewer and fewer of the people who go there, just like at the Mac Arena, have any interest in the sporting event that's going on. They're there to schmooze. It's a social event. Or maybe somebody gave them the tickets. They haven't got any idea what's going on. And you've got drunks and you've got assholes and all, just the same old tired stuff. And yeah, they're doing it at the Air Canada Centre too. They put the people up there at the scoreboard, and they're not as raucous as it is here, of course, because they're too polite. But they're, making assholes out of themselves. Oh, there I am on the big screen. Hey, let me see if I can be an asshole, eh? Why? I mean, television, most sports, including hockey, unless you're a moron. All these people say, oh, I can't see the puck. Well, there it is. It's that big black thing there on the ice, you asshole. They televise magnificently, and they do a sensational job of covering the event, and you don't have to worry about if you're sitting a million miles away and you can't see what's going on. I can't think of any sporting event in the world that I can't see much, much better on my big screen TV, on my Sony XBR, with my big dish and my small satellite dish and the cable. Virtually every goddamn game is on there. Why do people go? What's the point? Huh? No, seriously. I mean, I get my tickets for free. There was a time, like with the Dolphins, 5 years, I paid every year. I, paid schmuck for the Dolphin tickets. And there was also a time in the first couple of years, 2-3 years with the Panthers, paid for my season tickets. Very expensive. Would I pay now? No. I get the tickets for free, and I'll be honest with you, it's a real chore. And then the arena is like 4 or 5 minutes drive away from my house. And it's still a chore. I still have to motivate myself to be interested to go. And then when it gets to be another one of these, and most of the games are boring. I mean, really coma-inducing terminal. Oh, you could die from it. And I find myself recently, like in the last month or so, if the other team gets up like 2-0 or something like that, praying for them to pop another quick goal or two in there so it can be like so lopsided we know the outcome and we can leave early. I just fly out of there. When it gets to a certain point, I just, like somebody just turned on the electric current in the electric chair, and I just zap up out of that chair and fly out of that place. And I heard this, Defoe, but nice call, by the way, Defoe.
Rectum.
Do it, no.
Oh!
See, that was a Freudian slip.
Oh!
Doing solo this morning. I sure hope Joe isn't sick enough they have to take him to that clinic. They'll fix him up good there. But Defoe was talking about how boring and terminal the NFL draft is and about the draftniks, what assholes they are.
Oh!
Nice going, Defoe. He finally grew a little pair. You're right about that. But the first caller I heard on the morning show this morning was Chronic Joe, with the thick voice, Chronic Sports Joe. You would know. Oh, God. I'll be hearing him in my sleep after I'm in the box. I'll still be hearing that voice. And then some bitch calls in, and she's going, oh, well, I've been to 2 Marlin games, and they won both games, but what are we going to do about those crowds? Nobody seems to care. There's no way to... What are we going to do? And I thought to myself, yeah, what are we going to do? Get over it, honey. Nobody's interested. They don't care. That's what we're going to do, is worry about something more important than a stupid ball game. Which we have the Marlins and the Mets, by the way, today at 1:05, which lets us out of here an hour early. That's why we care about it. Nobody cares. And the sports nerds fail to recognize this, that more and more of this, these big plastic facilities, millions and millions and millions of dollars being spent. And I still don't understand. What's the big attraction? Why do people go? When you can see it. I mean, if you couldn't see it for free, if there was no TV, then maybe I might understand. I don't know about your house, but in my house, my living room, my family room where I have the big screen TV, much, much more comfortable than being at any arena or stadium. Much more comfortable. I can go to the refrigerator. I can get whatever refreshments of my choice. The price is right. The food is already there. I can get sodas. I can go take a leak without fighting crowds like I had to do between periods in Toronto the other night.
You can sit in your underwear.
Sit around in your underwear. You can even in your underwear. Nobody will smell it. That's right. I mean, well, why do we go? Why are we out of our minds? Are we nuts? What was the big attraction there? I really am depressed about their Air Canada Centre. I would have thought, I mean, the building is beautiful, don't get me wrong, and if it weren't for those narrow hallways out there where the concessions are, if they would have done that a little bit better, it would be perfect from every other standpoint. But it's as sterile as the inside of an oxygen tent. I mean, there's no atmosphere, and there never will really be, I don't think. I mean, it's just a big place with a lot of people. And very, very, I can't imagine that too many people in that joint are really getting great sight lines. I mean, there have to be, out of the 18,800 that thing holds for hockey, there have to be about at least 12,000 of them who are not getting a very good view of what's going on, unless they have binoculars. I mean, it's far, far away. I mean, way. The goal at the other end, we're sitting in the corner behind the Leaf Shoot 1 school, I guess you'd call it. And the goal at the other end, it looked like you were looking down the end of a tube, at the end of a tunnel. That's how far away the other end looked. And the goal would be scored there. You can see the red light and the green light. They're up there on the glass, unencumbered and uncovered, unlike here. But you can't really see what's going on there. Way, way far down there. I mean, I don't understand, since they don't really care about the fans anyway. I'm looking at some of the seats in the upper deck in the green section. I mean, way up in a corner so far and so steep that if anybody takes a bad step, look out. Maybe that could be some extra added, instead of that stupid stuff they do between periods with little kids playing hockey and with all that other throwing the crap up in a crowd. Maybe they can do that. Have a contest to see who can drink the most beers without tumbling out of the upper deck down onto the ice. And then if they do, then we'll get some reaction from the crowd. It's sterile. It's just not that enjoyable, and people convince themselves, oh, we're having a great time, baby. Sit home, you watch that thing on TV, you see everything up close and personal, you get the added effect if you got good announcers doing the game. I mean, it's an enjoyable experience. And we keep, and I confess, I used to be one of those same people. Oh, you got to go out and support the team. Why? Why the hell do you have to do that? So you can have a bunch of drunks spilling beer all over you, getting into brawls in front of you. Have a bunch of, and then by the way, I've been to many hockey games at Maple Leaf Gardens in Toronto where people actually were paying attention to the game. Guess what, hockey fan? The people behind me, the women, they're doing the same crap that I have at the Mac Arena. The whole, and they're talking about nothing that has to do with the game. And the food is going back and forth, and we're passing credit cards down to the end of the line, and money back and forth, and got me 2 Visas and 1 MasterCard, by the way.
Neil Rogers. And now the League of Retarded Citizens will perform their rendition of Green Onions. Don't make fun. They worked very hard for this.
.32 at 560 WQAM. So let's hear it today. You want to go to the games, or you want to sit at home and watch them free on TV, huh? Why do you go? Why do we go? Why do we get in our cars? Why do we hop on a subway? Why do we go to these venues? Why do we spend a hell of a lot of money, or even if somebody gives us the tickets, and buy all of that overpriced food and put up with all the other bull crap and can't see about 80% of what's going on? What is the point? I think that's a magnificent question. Will he answer it today?
No.
Probably not. Here's Boca. Hello.
Yeah, Neil. I've been to the Air Canada Centre, and it's nothing like what you're describing.
It's exactly like what I just described.
And the other thing is, you call Gary Bettman a stupid Jew. What are you?
Stupid Jew, and what are you? Yeah, schmuck. This guy wouldn't know where to find the Air Canada Centre if you stuck a compass and a road map inside of his
rectum.
There's a good call for you. The Air Canada Centre, boys and girls, devoid of any kind. In fact, I'm not just making that up. They've been writing about that in all the Toronto papers. They all say the same thing. There's no atmosphere in there, man. It reeks of death in there. They've got the Foster Hewitt Memorial Gondola. I think Foster's body is hidden up there somewhere. I really do, because, man, and in fact, all through the hallways up there, even Rimmer mentioned to me about the halls in the building.
They stunk.
Yeah, I think they got Harold Ballard and Foster all buried in there, right inside the building. Yeah, I just made it up, sir, because I'm a malcontent and a bad guy. Here's Miami. Hello.
Hey, Neil, how you doing?
Okay, sir.
Yeah, we got tickets to the Dolphin games. We sit, like, right below where you used to sit. I never used to come talk to you because my father wouldn't let me. He raised me not to bother you, but,
Good. Nice going, Dad.
Basically, we go to the Dolphin games because our seats are so good, but I guess I see what you're saying because,
How many people at any sporting event have great seats?
Yeah, we do. We're second row. We sit in 143.
Yeah.
So they're really good seats when we go to the game, but I'm an NBA fan, and I bought the Sunday not the Sunday tickets, the NBA League Pass.
Right.
And it's excellent. I guess you're a hockey fan. You probably got that. You can get anything you want. And
right.
me, I can come home from work about 9:30. The game's already started. And I can flip through. I can see any game I want to see. I'm in home. I'm in my living room doing whatever I want.
And you can watch as much as you want. If you want to, get up and go out and do something, or go to the store,
exactly.
or go out and whatever you're going to do. With 3/4 of the way through the game, you don't have to worry about, oh gee, he left early. Like you have to answer to somebody. I mean, you do whatever the hell you want.
Yeah, you don't get up. You don't spill beer on anybody. Nobody spills beer on you. Nobody's complaining. There's no yentas. There's no TV timeouts. If there's a TV timeout, you put on HBO or DirecTV.
Right, that's right. You do a little channel surfing, and you don't have to sit there and wait for something to happen.
And you can't beat it. You cannot beat it. The only thing I could see that you couldn't really do it with is hockey. I'm not a big hockey fan, but I guess I would have to be there.
Why?
To experience it. But I guess if you're really into it like you, it's good. And you enjoy it. But
I used to say that nobody really enjoys a hockey game till they've been to one live. But with what's going on in these arenas now, they've killed it. They've destroyed the atmosphere and the ambiance. It's nothing like what it used to be.
Well, as an NBA fan, nobody can go sit down and pay Alonzo Mourning $50.
Right.
Nobody in the world. So.
Exactly. Okay.
Have a great day.
Have a great
life.
Thank you so much. Excellent. There you go. There's a guy who makes some sense. Why do we go? In fact, I guarantee tomorrow I'll bring in those tickets for the Panther Tampa game on Saturday. I'm not going to that. In fact, I'm going to say right now, there will be a lot of people. Maybe they'll even sell the place out for that night. I can't imagine why. Not just because they've lost 7 in a row, because they're so far out of head, because they suck. Okay, not just for that reason. But why would you make the effort to go someplace to be bored? Like you're compelled to go? Like you're going to feel guilty if you don't show up or some stupid thing like that? I don't feel compelled to go. If I want to watch a good hockey game on Saturday, I got my 2 satellite dishes there. I guarantee I'll find one, and it won't be in the Mac Arena, watching 2 tragic teams. See, this is what's gone on now. They keep watering it down, and all professional sports, watering it down with expansion and expansion and expansion. So the product has become so mediocre, and that's why they have to sell all the flash to go along with it. That's like this NFL drafting. That's what that's all about. And give hats off to them, man. They have created an event out of nothing. They created this big, what is that? I don't want to hear that promo, okay? That stupid promo. Oh, yeah, we'll be wrapped up. We'll be taking bats in the NFL draft. They'll be drafting guys that haven't been born yet with names that nobody, even their mother, can't pronounce. Yeah, it's just a big hype job, okay, to try because it's a substitute for quality. Like all the stuff that goes on at the arena. You see shooting the T-shirts up into the crowd, and the little blimp is going around, and people are running and screaming and knocking each other down. And then the music, and all this. I couldn't believe the same corny clips, the same cornball film clips on the center ice scoreboard. Now, I will grant you that when the team came out for the warm-ups, that they did a much better job than here because there are people there who understand who the players are and what the game is all about. So they would do close-ups. Matt Sundin, 1 goal away from his 30th of the season, and they would show you stats about the various players, Curtis Joseph, stuff like that. But once the game started, baby, it was all exactly the same, all like out of a cookie cutter for the whole league now. Every arena's got to look the same. Every scoreboard has got to have the same crap on it. The music's all got to be da-da-da-da-da-da, all that same Gary Glitter garbage. They've killed it. Here's a mobile in Pembroke Pines. Hello.
Hey, Neil. How you doing, man?
Okay, sir.
Do they have the similar thing to the Panther Patrol or the Bleacher Brigade?
No, they haven't gone. They haven't sunk that low yet. No.
Oh, that's what I was afraid of.
No.
That's if they get that low, then you know that it seems like all sports is seeming to go that way.
Yeah.
I've been to only 1 game this season, and I went when the Panthers played the Devils, and I enjoyed myself. But you're right, it is becoming. They want to cater to the families and the little kids there, and it seems like the adults are becoming little kids too. And unfortunately, I'm sick and tired of it. Could you? I have a request. Could you play the Hockey Night in Canada theme?
No. 567-0560, pound 560 on the mobile one line. Why would I play the Hockey Night in Canada theme? What is that all about? Of course not. Pound 560 on the mobile one line. Let's do a mobile in Pinecrest. Hello.
Hey, Neil, what's going on, buddy?
How you doing, sir?
Couldn't agree with you more with these sporting events. You know what it is? It's just these people have no lives at all. They work all day in boring jobs, and it's just they say that they got somewhere to go at night. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just ridiculous.
Well, I mean, all year long I've been asking about the people in our arena, in the MAC arena, why a lot of them are there, because it's obvious they have no interest in the game. They're not paying any attention to it. It seems like they show up whenever they feel like it, and they leave at the most bizarre times, not just because the game is lopsided, but I have no idea. I just don't understand why people go to these things.
Like I'm saying, their lives basically suck, you know, and they just want to let it be known that they're going to a game at night just to say that they got something to do, but it's ridiculous. I wouldn't go if they gave me free tickets. I wouldn't go.
Good for you, pal.
Got any free tickets, buddy?
I knew that was coming. We wanted a test. We should have tested him there, huh? Hey, sir, you want those tickets?
No.
He wouldn't have said that. He'd have grabbed them in a heartbeat. 567-0560, pound 560 on the mobile one line. Our usual spectacular response here this morning on a Monday. And see, this is the wrong station for this anyway. Just like Defoe was pumping that thing this morning about the NFL draft blowing and being a hype job and a bunch of crap. Wrong station for that, boy.
Anybody have a heart or a liver?
E-R-E-C-T-I-O-N. It's erection time. I'm gonna kick off my shoes, strip off my dress. It makes me wet when I see you get a big erection.
All right.
That's too big for my mouth. I want it mercenary and on top of you, and take it up my lubricated poop suit. Give me an erection.
Okay.
Nail me to the wall. E-R-E-C-T-I-O-N. I want to drink your balls. I want to love and swallow you when you shoot your Uzi, and then I'll give it a blow. In the morning it gets as big as this, at least until you take a piss. I want to wrap my lips around your pulsing tube and make your wonder worm explode with glue. That's some erection, and it's uncircumcised. E-R-E-C-T-I-O-N. I want to drink your balls. E-R-E-C-T-I-O-N.
10:45 at 560 WQAM. We got Marlins baseball coming up at 105. Anybody interested at all?
No.
No, of course not. I mean, that broad that gets on there this morning with Defoe. What are we going to do? Go to the library, read a book. Go to Borders or Barnes & Noble and sit down and read a book, for free if you're too cheap to buy one. Sit there and have some cappuccino and read a magazine or a book or something. Go do anything. Go out and get some fresh air. Go find a life. Like I was saying during the break to George, like the same thing with auto racing, and what's the other one? There's one other one, too. It's the same thing where you see almost nothing of what's going on.
Golf?
Oh, well, forget it. Look, I wouldn't even dignify those people. No, I will not discuss people that go to golf tournaments. Those people need serious psychiatric assistance, okay? Oh, but it's the Masters. Wow, who's going to wear the green jacket? And by the way, a guy named Maria? Yeah, the guy that won, his name is Jose Maria Schwartz or whatever this guy's name is. What kind of a middle name is that? Maria. Huh? Is that like Jose Sally Gonzalez? I mean, what kind of a name is Maria for a guy? I'm telling you, the guy's middle name is effing Maria, okay?
Maybe they wanted a girl.
Auto racing is one of them, and there's one other one I can't think of at the moment. It slipped my mind, but it's the same thing. People go, hundreds of thousands of people go to Indy, they go to a Daytona, and they sit there. What percentage of what's going on, of the action, do they really see? Assuming that it's worth seeing in the first place. Just we'll agree on that for the sake of argument. What do they see? No, seriously. What percentage of the actual race do they see? Or if they're rooting for a particular driver, how often do they see him? How many minutes elapse before they see him come around for the next lap out of the 50,000 laps that they're running?
10%.
Well, yeah, 10% maybe. See, another great thing about sitting home and watching it on TV, whatever the sporting event is, if it turns out to be crappy, you turn something else on. Or you get up and you go out and get some fresh air. Or you get laid or whatever. It's something more worthwhile than sitting there and watching it, which is a hell of a lot easier than having to get up and schlep out in the parking lot, find your car. You know what I'm saying? See, the real answer, and I've been saying this for years, is pay-per-view for all sporting events. For everything. No more free TV. Not a lot of money. You know, maybe $3. $3 a game. You can watch any telecast you want. Hockey games, basketball games, football games. $3-4 a game. I'd be willing to pay it. Right there in the comfort of your living room. As opposed to going into these places, and I don't understand what it is. I still don't get the people in that Macarena. I'll never figure that out. They like it. They're masochists. They like jamming in there. They show up late. They leave early. They're milling around in the hallway, kind of like aimlessly. Here's a mobile in Miami. Hello.
Hello, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Good morning. How are you?
Great.
Good. I answered your question is really simple. One, the Marlins, nobody goes to the Marlins. I mean, it's first week of the season, and
first week of the season, and nobody cares. I mean, they can't draw flies. If they were giving away $50 bills, they still couldn't get anybody in there.
Right. The Heat,
and they're talking about a new stadium, by the way. They tried to use that opening day win. You remember that last week? Oh yeah, new stadium. Where are we going to put it now? Like it's a done deal already. You know, try to con the public into it.
And you know, the Dolphins, I mean, you got so many die-hard Dolphin fans down here. You know, you literally have to go to the 8 games that they have once a year just to go and see the game because it's always blacked out.
Yeah, that's true.
You know,
unlike all the other ones, you're right.
Yeah, and as far as the Panther game, the only thing I can think of, Neil, is I'm Jewish, and I go to see you and my other 2 or 3 other Jewish friends that go, and that's about it. I can't think of any other reason to go there than that.
You go there to see Jews?
Excuse me?
You go there to see Jews?
Well, the only other Jews that are in there.
All you got to do is drive around in Sunrise. That's all you'll see is Jews. You don't have to go to the Macarena in Sunrise. You just you go on Sunrise Lakes.
Well,
you'll see all the Jews you want.
I definitely don't go there. I live in Sunrise Lakes.
There you go. There you go. Uh-huh.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks, Neil.
Sei gesund. Whatever that means. 567-0560, pound 560 on the mobile one line. Very, very meaningful topic here today on this show. Is there a big response?
No.
They don't care. No matter what it is, they don't care. But the draft they're whipped up about. That they're excited about because if football, man, because they're morons. That's why. Because they're low lives with no life. Here's Sunrise. Hello.
Hi, Neil. How are you?
Okay, sir.
At the risk of becoming a cornice, I feel compelled to call.
Yes?
I agree with you 1,000% about the football draft and about attending the sporting event. I did go to the ball game last Tuesday. I called you and told you I was going because I got the free ticket.
The Marlin game?
Right. And they were up in the nosebleed section, almost to the top.
Yeah.
Couldn't see anything on the field but little stick figures, you know. But we had a good time. The weather was nice. It was my anniversary, and we had a good time.
You had a good time doing what? You couldn't see the game?
No, well, you know, just being there, out in the open, in the air. We usually work inside all the time, you know.
Yeah.
But anyway,
I bet it was nice and comfortable out there yesterday in that 94-degree weather. That must have been beautiful.
I was working yesterday. Point is that I am a Mets fan, and there are 3 games on, and out of the 3 games, only one of them is being televised. So I can't watch it on television. Of course, I can listen to it on the radio.
Yeah.
The other thing I wanted to talk to you about was I have a person very near and dear to me who had the same experience you did yesterday, as a matter of fact. That's exactly right.
Yeah.
So it happens, like he said, it happens.
Crap, like that bumper sticker says,
right.
Crap happens. That's
and the last thing is, I know they've been talking about the Shawshank Redemption. I don't know if you're a Stephen King fan.
No.
He wrote
Not
the
at
short.
all.
He wrote the short story.
Not even in the least bit.
But the movie.
I'd rather watch Larry King than Stephen King, and I'd rather be dead than watch Larry King.
Well, it's not a horror story anyway. But it was up against Forrest Gump for the Academy Awards that year.
Forrest Gump.
Yeah, which I know you loved tremendously.
Mm-hmm. Well, I got it now. I haven't gotten around to watching it yet.
Well, Morgan Freeman.
In fact, maybe Saturday, instead of going to the Panther-Tampa game, I'll watch Shawshank Redemption.
That's a better alternative.
Okay.
Yeah. But Morgan Freeman was nominated against Tom Hanks, and I felt he should have won the award, as did William Goldman. I know you know who he is.
No.
He wrote All the President's Men.
Why do you say you know I know who he is?
Well, I figured you may have heard his name. You're an educator.
Never heard of William Goldman.
Oh, okay.
In my life. Until this moment, I never heard that name uttered.
Well.
I've heard of Irving Goldman, Saul Goldman,
right.
Irving Lipschitz, but never William Goldman.
Well, you may run across his name now and again if you're reading about movies, because I do a lot. But anyway, just thought I'd bring a little bit of enlightenment to you in that respect. But it's a good movie. I think you'll enjoy it.
See you at the ballpark.
Okay, take care.
Okay, not 567-0560. We got 200 open lines here. 567-0560, pound 560 on the mobile one line. Anybody else really been to the Air Canada Centre? That first caller from Boca, that phony baloney who wouldn't know where to find it if they stuck his ass right on the center ice. Not exaggerating, it was very bitterly disappointing. I mean, just another place. They're all looking the same, and I mean, the hallways are interesting because they brought in over all the memorabilia from Maple Leaf Gardens. That's great, a lot of history and nostalgia in the hallway, but most of us don't spend the whole night in the hallway. Here's a mobile in Kendall. Hello.
Hey, Neil.
Yes, sir.
How are you today?
Okay.
I was in St. Louis for a week, and man, let me tell you, I really missed you. I went up there, and I was so impressed by the sports town that it is.
Yeah.
There were kids with McGuire's jerseys on, fathers with McGuire's jerseys on, advertising anywhere with McGuire. The town went bananas on home opener night. They had pep rallies. They really support the team up there.
Mm-hmm.
Incredible. The only thing is the town is a dump. It's depressing.
Well, what would you rather have? Would you rather live in a nice town or a place where they support the sports team?
Well, that was the point I was going to make. I come back to Miami. I couldn't wait to see the palm trees. I get here and I go, well, wait a minute. This town ain't any better. The only difference is nobody supports the teams here.
But what difference does that make? See, did it ever dawn on anybody what I've been saying for 20 years, this isn't a sports town? Did that ever cross anybody's mind?
It's unbelievable. And you go downtown and it's beautiful. They have a new dome stadium for the Rams. They have
who the hell wants to see them?
Nobody wants to see them.
Right.
But they have a new Kiel Arena for the hockey team.
But
and
how many new arenas do we have to build, and how many new stadiums do we? That's my point. They're peddling crap. They keep expanding, and the quality is diluted to the point it's like taking a fine wine and mixing half of it diluting it with water, with turpentine. I mean, what's the point?
That would be like putting a dome stadium in Green Bay and telling people they have to go indoors to watch the Green Bay Packers play.
Right.
I don't know why they would build the dome stadium in St. Louis, but they did it, and that's how they suckered them in to get a new football team. And look what they got.
Well, wait a minute. You're not telling me that they're not going to play baseball in this stadium?
They only play baseball in Busch Stadium.
I understand, but of all the places where you need a dome stadium, have you ever been in St. Louis in the middle of the summertime?
Oh, it's definitely
it's like the end of it's like being in a jungle. It's like the end of the world. It's 100 times worse than it is here on our worst day.
Oh, people dropped dead a couple of years ago.
So how come they're not playing the baseball in the dome stadium? Or does that make too much sense?
You tell me.
Yeah. Okay, thanks for the good news, sir.
Good talking to you.
Okay. 5670560. Take me out of the ball game. Let me go back to the house. That's what I say. Let me go home. Let me out of here. Out of the zoo. Out of the circus. People with their ball games, with their tickets, and with their all these things. Seriously, that's why they have to have all these accoutrements. They have to jazz it up with all this other phony baloney crap. Because actually what's going on down there has been watered down to a point. Like I said, it would be like taking a sirloin steak, grinding it up, and mixing it with seaweed, mixing it with sawdust, and saying, "Hey, isn't this the best damn thing you ever put in your puss, huh? Aren't you having a great time here? Right, we be having a good time."
WQAM, Miami, Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah. 5 hits and I'm weak. It mellows me out for the peace I seek. Like that bong, here I go again. Got the munchies, makes me want to snack, and then I'll lie down, gonna take a nap, and then I'll get up and I'm making tracks, a couple of tokes, and the buzz is coming back. Now I get a thrill when I roll that weed, talk about my favorite sensibility seed, make some extra cash and I'll sell you a liter too.
Yeah, man.
'Cause I only roll up, only smoke the best. Boy, I'm gonna hate to take that urine test. My back porch is worth God only knows where the illegal grass grows. That is good stuff, man. Give me golf, please. Come on.
Yeah, man.
11:02 at 560 WQAM. We got a couple hours to go, and then we got the Marlins and the Mets.
No.
Yes, we do. Marlins and the Mets.
No.
I'm telling you, whether you want it or not. Hank will be on after the game. Good luck to you, Hank. He'll be on after the game till 6 at Chula State, too. And then we got, what do we got? 6 o'clock, we got Josh Friedman. Josh Friedman! and Jason going to be doing an hour in there to kill an hour because they work cheap, a lot cheaper than Schwilkor Marty. And 7 o'clock, we got the Panthers at Ottawa pregame, game time at 7:30. Anybody going to be listening to that?
No.
Nobody. Yeah, I'm thinking to myself here, I think I'm talking myself into coming to coming into the real world, to getting some common sense. It's never too late, even in my advanced age. It's not too late to talk myself into getting some common sense. And I think starting next season, even with these free tickets, for example, the free Marlin tickets, they just sit in a drawer. I don't even give them away because I'm not going to kill the show with giveaways anymore. So they just sit in a drawer somewhere, wasting away. And with the Panther tickets next year, if it's like when the Leafs come into town, or if it's a game that I feel is worth seeing, or if Pavel Bure comes back and there's some excitement out there and it's worth going over there to see it, then I'll go. But to go over there just because I feel like I'm compelled to go. You know what I mean? I feel like I'm obligated to go. Why the hell should I be obligated to go? Because it's there? To sit there and be... See, I'll tell you, one of the reasons I do go to those games is I don't eat. Trying desperately to lose the weight, which my weight hasn't changed a half an ounce in the last 3 weeks. And I've been on tremendous behavior. So when I go to the doctor today, he better get me off that hydrochlorothiazide and put me on something else so I can lose some weight. But when you go to the hockey game, so I drink my diet soda, one of them, and that's it. Oh, and by the way, the guy that called Friday was right. What am I eating meatballs for? Everybody puts breadcrumbs in meatballs. If you're on the Atkins, you can't eat meatballs.
No.
You putz, you schmuck, you idiot, Neil. Right. But seriously, I'm not going to feel compelled to go anymore, like I have to put in an appearance. For what? So I can be bored to tears and wait for the score to be lopsided enough that I can justify jumping out of my seat saying, let's get the hell out of here? That's a hell of a great evening. So I can sit there with people holding up their little kids in front of me and waving to non-existent people across the way who never seem to wave back, by the way. Yeah, they keep waving, but nobody ever waves back. Here's a mobile in Miami. Hello.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
How you doing, Neil?
Okay.
I just wanted to make a comment about a golfer named Maria. In Spain, they use Jose Maria, who is the parent of Jesus, for boys.
Jose Maria? Girls. Wait a minute. Jose Maria was the parent of Jesus?
Well,
Joseph's name was Maria?
Joseph and Mary.
Joseph's middle name was Maria?
No. The mother of Jesus was Mary. The father was Joseph.
Yeah.
And so they use Jose Maria.
What about
for
Jehoshaphat?
I know. And they use Maria Jose for girls. And if they're gay, they can use it either way.
They can. How about just Mary Mary?
Well, yeah, that could be another choice.
Right. Maria Maria.
Just wanted to let you know that's the way they use it.
Okay. Muchas gracias. Okay, see you, Maria. I still don't buy that. Jose Maria. That's a girly name to me.
I'd have smacked my mother.
Yeah. Hey, now what do you call somebody named Jose Maria? I guess it depends on what they're doing at the moment. 5670560, how they're dressing, and pound 560 on the AT&T line. Here's a mobile in Cutler Ridge. Hello.
Hey, Neil, do you call him Mary for short?
Yeah.
Listen, sounds like you had a pretty crappy week, and
No, we actually had a good time. We had a great time. Where else can you go and get caught in a snowstorm and also go to see a crappy, one-sided hockey game?
Quick story related to that. About 2 weeks ago, I have a newborn, and I run out of formula like at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Had to run out to my local 24-hour store there and pick up some, and I had some formula. I had a Taco Bell feast about 2 or 3 hours earlier, if you know what I mean. And about 2 blocks before the old house, nature came calling. And you know that those little cramps that just if you move like your leg.
It starts with the cramps, and then the M disappears in that word, and it becomes something like cramps.
It was either my brand new truck or the street. And guess what I opted for at 3 o'clock in the morning?
Street.
Right in the middle of the street, baby.
Oh! All right.
Take care, Neil.
Okay, nice choice. Good choice there, sir. Who the hell's going to, Maybe the turlet police would come along at 3 in the morning. The turd police. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. See, they don't want to hear this. They think they want to hear just the opposite. I don't care. That's the way I feel about it. I'm not saying we had a bad time. I'm glad I had a chance to go there and see the place, and, the price was right on the tickets. Terrible seats, Rimmer. Awful seats. But the actual experience itself, everything that could have gone wrong. Paul Morris, who's been the Leafs PA announcer for 100 years, he was off his feet. He was mispronouncing names. They sang both national anthems, and when they finished with the Canadian, "Oh Canada," he says, "Ladies and gentlemen, will you please rise?" Oh, excuse me. He was reading the wrong card. He was like one event behind. It was like everything that could have been out of sync. It was just depressing for a place where for the last 600 years they've known how to put on a hockey game, but not anymore, because it's got to be the Gary Bettman way, baby. Da-da! I can't take one more of those deals, you know. In fact, you know what's going to happen now? Now that I've had that experience, every time I hear that song, I think it's going to, like, my bowels will start twitching. And when it gets to that part where it goes like that, I think I may just cut it loose in unison with that song. Can't stand that song. And I can't stand the people that get all... I mean, how many times do they have to play it before you finally say, this is boring already, play something else? Play that cornball stomping Tom crap they play up there. Yeah, play something like that. Anything. Play like the bird thing there. I hate the bird. Play anything. Remember that? Just don't play. Oh, stop already. It's coming out of my ears. It's coming out of my rectum. Oh, God. And they're all juking and jiving, and not up there. I mean, up there they were dead as a doornail. Like I said, it's one thing to be polite. It's another thing to be in a coma. Check the Air Canada Centre to see if there's a pulse in that crowd. I've never in my life been at a sporting event before when the home team, keep in mind, I'm a Leaf fan 100 years now, the home team scores all these goals. Every time they score a goal, I get up, yeah, I'm screaming, and my whole section, they're looking at me like, what's wrong? They're all sitting on their hands. I'm not exaggerating. I mean, I'm looking down below in the platinum seats and the gold, and there's, some people standing. They're all sitting on their hands. They're sitting on their Visas and MasterCards waiting for somebody to pass the change down, for somebody to feel the change. Depressing.
Nunca eches el papel en el toile porque se tupe.
Are you ready for the hottest on-the-edge toilet tissue to ever hit your ass? Then you're ready for XTP, Extreme Toilet Paper. This ain't your typical two-ply. It's heavy-duty to handle the heaviest duty you can throw at it. We're talking supercharged turbo-ply corrugated cardboard with an attitude. We're talking the Enterprise circling your anus, wiping out the Klingon. We're talking over-the-top and up your butt. Can you handle it? XTP. It's not just tissue. It's an utterly gnarly, rad, tubular way to take care of business that'll leave you gripping the edge of your toilet seat. Extreme Toilet Paper. When you want to do more than just wipe, you want to wipe out.
It's 11:14. I did at 560 WQAM. This whole business about, well, it's a great sports sound. Yeah, so what about it? The idea that because a lot of people go to see ball games, it makes some kind of a great city. Sorry, I don't buy that at all. Not that this is a great city, because it's not, but it's also not a sports town. Ex-pupil accuses coach of sexual misconduct. Oh! Now, guess which so-called sport this is in? It ties right into what we were talking about a couple of weeks ago on those fag occupations. Figure skating. That's right, figure skating. And this is another one of these stories, just like that Sheldon Kennedy story with the hockey, about how he had been molested for, 100 years, and then he finally decided he didn't like it, even though he kept coming back to Graham James' house every night. This is similar. There was a much better story in the Toronto paper yesterday, which I should have cut out. I should have realized the paper would have a very, but this is here, and that's there. Richard Callahan, who coached Tara Lipinski to an Olympic gold medal, has been accused by one of his former figure skaters of sexual misconduct, the New York Times reported on Sunday. Oh, that's where I read the story, because I did buy yesterday's Times at the airport. That's right. That's where I read it. And it had a whole list of other names of guys who have come forward now and said, yeah, he's a whatever. Craig Maurizi, who skated for Callahan and later became a colleague. Well, what does that mean? A colleague. Told him, just like, Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson. Oh, here's my colleague, Dr. Watson, who lives with me. Told the newspaper they'd been having sex in 1981, and he now thinks he was exploited. Now, how do you like this? In 1981, they began having sex. The guy is now 36 years old, and now he thinks, he was exploited. As he looks back on it. Callahan denied having a sexual relationship with Maurizi, the Times said. Callahan contends the accusations are a ploy to rob him of his skaters at the Detroit Skating Club, where he'd been the director of competitive skating. Jim Disbrow, president of the U.S. Figure Skating Association, said Maurizi informed him last month of the accusations. Disbrow said his organization cannot act until it receives a formal complaint. Morizi planned to submit the complaint in a few weeks, the newspaper said. Disbrow was in Sweden for a weekend competition. Attempts to reach him were unsuccessful. Morizi, 36, said the relationship started after Callahan moved to Philadelphia to coach. And in the New York Times story, by the way, it says it continued till like about a year ago. For 18 years, he molested this guy. And he just decided he was exploited. Morizi, who began working with him when he was 13, finished 5th nationally in pairs in 1989. He had a pair. And wait till you hear this line. This is the best. This is the greatest line in the history of the human race. At the time, I thought the sex was consensual, Morizi told the Times. Now when I look back, I don't think it was consensual. I don't care how old a student is, whether it's a boy or a girl, a coach should never have sex with a student. At the time, he thought it was consensual. But now, he doesn't think it was. That would be like a woman saying, at the time, I thought I wanted to have it, but now I think I was raped. For the last 17 years.
Happens.
Yeah. Oh, it does happen. Same ridiculous crap is what it is. Morizi never reported any misconduct by Callahan before. He said he's able to discuss the matter now because of the support of his wife and therapist.
He has a wife, you know.
Oh, and so does the coach, by the way. The Times said it spoke with Callahan for 4 hours at his office in Bloomfield Hills, Michigan, and interviewed 4 dozen skaters, coaches, officials, agents, and parents. I don't understand this, Callahan said. The allegations are awful. I can't believe I worked my butt off for kids to be successful in skating, to be better people, and this stuff happens. Callahan, with Morizi, coached Lipinski to a 1998 Olympic gold medal. He also coached Todd Eldridge to 5 national titles and a world championship. He and Morizi split as coaching colleagues last year. Callahan, 53, is married with a grown daughter.
He has a wife, you know.
He resigned as the director at the Detroit Skating Club in March, telling the Times he was tired of travel and coaching grind. He was tired of grinding it. 18 years this stuff went on, and this guy suddenly decided, Craig Morizi, he was being exploited and used and abused. And don't forget.
He has a wife, you know.
Here's a mobile in Fort Lauderdale. Hello.
Obviously, he must have liked it.
Evidently.
Hey, Neil.
At least for 17 or 18 years, then he maybe got tired of it.
Neil, that caller couple.
Maybe got sore about it.
The caller last thing there with the Hosea and the Maria.
Yeah.
Didn't that guy just win the Masters yesterday?
That's what I was talking about, yes.
Maria Jose.
His name is Maria Jose Sally Schwartz Lapidus.
Sally Balls.
Right.
Yeah. Huh. Hey, rather than go through hell all week, why don't you just go ahead and slap them tickets my way for Saturday?
Yeah, slap this, okay? Slap this. See, there you go. Why don't you just go ahead and schlep them my way? Schlep crap. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. See, they don't want to talk about using well, if we got free tickets like you did, Neil. See, that's not the point. The point is whether you're free or you're paying for them, what's the big deal of going? What is the attraction when you can sit home, like all the Panther games this year have been televised? And I can think of so many nights that I wasted my time and effort schlepping over there when I could have sat home and the game turned out to be a disaster, and then very early on turned out something more enjoyable, like a real game maybe. Here's a mobile in Hialeah. Hello.
There's no facts in figure skating.
Not at all.
On the Jose Maria thing, he is not married and still lives at home with his parents.
Who Maria?
Yes, if that means anything, so to speak.
How old is he, 48?
He's 33 years old, still living at home with his
still
parents.
lives at home with mommy and daddy like Barry Jackass?
Yes, and very private, they said on the telecast. He has a very private life.
Oh, boy.
How about that now?
Oh, but you mean to say that a suspected one of those may have won the Masters yesterday? Oh, my God. What's it coming to?
And one more thing.
What else would you expect to be an expert on balls, huh?
That's true. Anyone mentioned Hank's interview with Alonzo Mourning on Friday?
No.
He, in true Larry King form, he threw so many bouquets. Alonzo is opening up a flower shop today.
He did a marshmallow toss again?
Oh my God! Not one tough question, even when it came around to the lockout type of thing, and nothing. He was kissing his butt the whole interview.
Ass?
He had finally had a chance. One of the key guys in that lockout thing was Alonzo Mourning, and he just let him off those. Didn't ask him one tough question.
Nice.
And, Hank, great job.
Okay.
See you.
How's Will Clark doing? 567. We got 600 open lines here. It's another grim Monday, boys and girls, and we got a short show. You better hurry. You better get with it. We're only here till 1:05, and then we got the Marlins and the Mets. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. Then my good friend Ellie Brecker wrote this ridiculous story about this Orthodox Jew, this Rabbi Shmuley Boteach. I do like that name, though, Shmuley. You ever meet a guy named Shmuley? Well, that's a great name. He says, sex and marriage should be joyful, but as you read into this very long story, which I have no idea, they must have had a lot of empty space in the paper, or Ellie needed a few bucks to write a stupid story. He says that married couples, though, should observe Talmudic law. Couples must abstain from sex for half of every month, he says. How do you like that? You like it?
No.
No. Ridiculous. And he also says oral sex and toys are okay. Sex toys, they're kosher. How can you have kosher oral sex? I mean, how can you eat pork and it can be kosher, right? Ever hear of kosher pork?
No.
But pornography and masturbation are not okay, not so good, bad, evil. Evil. But sex toys, that's okay.
What about mutual masturbation?
No.
What about mutual sex toys?
Rectum.
Huh? Yeah, the Orthodox Jews, they must be having sex a hell of a lot more than just half a month. Either that or they're doing a lot during that half a month. Because the more Orthodox they are, the more they reproduce like rabbits. Like 10th world people. The Pope would be proud. Here's Miami. Hello.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
Okay, just getting back to George on Friday. If it's not too late, tell him.
Getting back to what?
To George's show on Friday from 1:30 to 2. Tell him to save his money on Analyze This. Don't wait if it's not too late.
No, it's not too late. I
Oh, okay. The worst. The worst. Anyhow, Neil, I got a spy report. A Julio I know who's like a rocket scientist took his Estado de la Florida driving test in Espanol.
In Espanol?
He failed it, baby. Guess what? He told them, but the book says, and they said, that's right. But the book is absolutely incorrect, sir.
Oh! Right.
So a guy who couldn't fail a trigonometry test, if you paid him, fails his driver's license test.
Okay, thanks for the good news. Boy, that guy, I don't know, that's one of those chronics, but he's got a real annoying voice, almost like that Joe that calls the sports shows all the time. Oh, does that guy drive me nuts. I know Defo was doing it solo this morning in the show, too, so he didn't have much choice. But that Joe, I'm telling you, Defo, you want to get those numbers up on that Worst Team show, get rid of that Joe guy, I'm telling you. Take a poll on Joe. The audience is in revolt with Joe. They can't stand Joe. Joe Mama, get him off the air. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. Here's Kendall. Hello.
Either the viewership of the Panthers games is less than I thought it was, or I missed someone's call to you this morning. But are you aware of the introduction given by Denise on Saturday?
No.
You're not?
No.
Do you remember his description of how he felt one night?
Yeah.
That you have on card?
Right.
Well, in the first 60 to 70 seconds in his prepared remarks,
I feel really, really sick.
Yeah. Well, check out, if you'd like the tape, I will bring it to you tomorrow. It's beyond belief. His prepared remarks.
Yes.
He described the Toronto Maple Leafs style of play, with the Panthers playing underneath the handicap of all the injuries. He described their style of play as, that's right.
As what?
It's just what you played.
He said that?
Exactly. In his prepared remarks. If you'd like the tape, I could drop it off there tomorrow.
He said that again?
I promise you.
He said it again?
I listened to it.
That dumb frog said it again? I would give...
I'm just amazed that you don't know about this.
No, well, nobody watches that crap.
I listened to it 3 times. I
I'm begging you for that tape.
Oh, you'll have it tomorrow.
God bless you,
You'll
sir.
have it tomorrow. Let me ask you one other thing.
Yeah.
Because I was out of town.
He said it again?
But this is in prepared remarks.
Oh.
This is not ad-lib.
But I don't even understand what the point is. In other words, he expected Toronto to just roll down and roll over?
I don't know what the point of the remark was. I don't know why he would call their style of play that, and I don't know how that relates to the Panthers' injuries. I didn't understand that. But I am 100,000% sure of what he said.
I feel really, really sick.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Tell me about the lovely lady. She's gone, huh?
Lovely lady?
Yeah.
What lovely lady?
The lovely lady on 79. Lovely lady?
What are you talking
She's
about?
gone.
What lovely lady?
Oh, God. Lovely lady on 79 Waxy, your favorite.
Oh, Sandy. Well, you go for my God. You go for.
Well, they're
Denise
both
Ponce.
very important.
They're both equally boring. You're right about that. She's gone.
Yeah, she's been gone for a long time.
Well,
Nobody mentioned it.
Thanks for the good news.
I thought you'd like it.
Okay, well, okay, he's bringing the tape tomorrow. Thank you, sir. Oh my God, if Denise Ponce said that again. I mean, it's one thing to be a dumb frog, but sooner or later, don't you learn from your mistakes?
No.
Don't you learn you can't say crap on the air? And I'm sure that we're still bringing him on the air on Thursdays at 4 in the afternoon. I don't want to, belabor that point, but.
A lot of spooks in New Jersey.
Johnny's pop at you, obnoxious douchebag you. Johnny, screw you, I'm so fed up with you. Johnny, screw you, I'm so fed up with you. Denise, please shut your mouth tonight. Denise, the game has passed you by. Denise, I'm so fed up with you. All I heard is how great you were. So washed up, acting like you don't know hockey from your ass to a fuck. Even Brian Murray won't get near a schmuck like you. Oh, Johnny's pop at you, obnoxious douchebag you. Johnny, screw you, I'm so fed up with you. Johnny's pop at you, obnoxious douchebag you. Johnny, screw you, I'm so fed up with you. Johnny, pop at you, obnoxious douchebag you.
He's a genius. He's a real raving idiot. 11:31 at 560 WQAM, just an hour and 35 minutes away from Marlins baseball.
Oh!
Marlins and the Mets from Shea Stadium in New York. Any interest? Don't even say it. 567-0560, pound 560 on our AT&T wireless line. Why do we go to games that are on television for free? That's a reasonable question. Why would you make the effort to spend the gas money? Especially people that actually have to pay for the tickets and for parking, and then people are bellyaching, oh, gee, they're not supporting their team. Well, whoop-de-doo, isn't that a shame? Let's put them in the electric chair. They didn't support their team. Now, see, the guy before that called, the NFL, see, they were the smart ones with the blackouts. They knew how to blackmail the fans. If you're not going to fill up the stadium, we won't have it on free TV, and you won't see it. Here's Miami. Hello.
Hi, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Last Wednesday, about 12:30, I called you from Havana because I was with a small group of people that listen to you every day, and I said, well, why don't we call them? We were in a house, but the station did not accept the call. They say that they don't accept collect calls. The call had to be made through an operator,
Right.
And
you don't expect these cheap bastards to accept collect calls?
Well, it would have been very interesting because these people have, they are fans of you. As I told you before, the only station that gets into Cuba very clear is 560.
Right.
Because it's not a political station. But what they told me to give you a message is that they love to see you there. And maybe even do a program right from Havana.
No.
I think you
No.
think you will make some people.
No.
You don't want to make people crazy here.
No.
Crazy, huh?
No.
Okay. Anyway, you are invited.
I'm not into guys with beards anyway,
Not to do the program, but to visit.
No.
No, is it?
No.
The Orioles win. What?
No.
Okay,
I'm not into Orioles.
But next time that I go, I'm going to try to
I'm
arrange
into
you with
woodpeckers
George.
myself.
I'm going to try to arrange you with George so you can accept the call.
Okay.
I think
they can call us collect from Havana. We'll accept those calls.
Is that Rabbi Catholic?
Yeah, he's Catholic. He's reproducing to make the Pope happy, right?
Okay, Neil. Nice talking to
Reproducing
you.
like rabbits. Okay, arrivederci.
Talk to you soon.
And gracias. 567, special hello to all our friends in Havana, by the way, all 10 of them down there who are gathered around our radio listening for the truth that Fidel is the El Anticristo and Chupacabra all rolled up into one and hasn't bathed in 10 years. But other than that, he's okay. 567, that's our poll question. Who's worse, Ileana Gross-Leitner or Fidel? That's a tough one. That's like nip and tuck. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. Here's Pompano. Hello.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
Hey, how you doing?
Okay.
I got to admit, I do go down to the Panther games whenever the Penguins are in town, but I do pay for my own tickets, but that's the only time.
Yeah.
Phil Hendricks spy report for you.
Mm-hmm.
I was listening a couple weeks ago. I tried calling you a couple weeks ago, but your phone system hung up on me. He had a guest on the other day with all the Y2K crap going on. The guy had an appliance shop from downtown L.A., and he had offered if you brought in your toasters and your blenders, he'd do a real cheap microchip change out to help you comply with the Y2K.
Yeah.
And it was hilarious. I guess you have to listen to him. I mean,
are you sure?
Can I have a shameless request, Neil?
Maybe.
I've been trying to call you for so many weeks. I never get through. And anything Phil Hendry, maybe even the what's the one? The Jews against the niggers in hockey.
Jews against the niggers. Okay. Have a great day. The Jews against the niggers. Okay. 567-0560. The Jews against the niggers. There you go. We're going to play that?
No.
No.
At least he said Jews.
Yeah. The kikes against the spicks against the wops against the niggers. 567. We got 400 open lines here today, an hour and 30 minutes to kill. But let's put the ball game on early. What do you say? Come back and tell you my experience, and these people, the cats got their tongue again today. They got nothing to say about it. They like going in schmoozing around. They don't give a crap about what else is going on there. They're having a good time. They like sitting there and seeing their big puss up on the screen and acting like a bunch of jackasses and getting drunk. They be having a good time. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T line. Here's Miami. Hello.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Hey, Neil, how you doing?
Okay.
We come back from Las Vegas Saturday, and it was real nice last week.
Yeah. Probably not so bad the week before either.
Huh?
No. Good.
I mean, we stay at Caesars.
Right.
Well, you know, I find it just about the best over there. We went over to see the new one, the Mandalay Bay.
Right.
It's brand new, you know, and it's pretty and all that, but somehow he got
no personality.
Exactly.
Like Bellagio, I was very unimpressed. It's gigantic, and they got all that art in there somewhere, but just another big sterile place. It did nothing for me, Bellagio.
The new ones that they're going to open in a few days, the Paris and the Venetian.
No, Paris isn't going to open in a few days. Isn't it November?
November? Well, one of them is going to open.
Venetian's opening in a few days.
Yeah, it looks beautiful on the outside, you know.
Well, it just keeps getting better there. You know, if you don't like one place, you go to another one.
A lot of fat people, though, Neil. A lot of fat people all over the place.
A lot of fat people?
Yeah. We're in trouble.
Okay, whatever you say, pal. I'm glad you had a good time. A lot of fat people in Vegas. Okay. You ever notice that?
No.
I notice a lot more fat people here than I see in Vegas. In fact, you can go, speaking of the Mac Arena, you want to see fat people, go to a Panther hockey game. You'll see more fat people in your section, no matter what section you're sitting in, just in the one section, than you'll probably see in all of Vegas. I don't see fat people. I see, like, he's probably hanging out in the wrong places. He's probably out with all those fat Mexicans. Well, Mexicans are fat. They're either one of two things. They're either very skinny because they're undernourished, or they're very, very fat because they're, again, nourished poorly, bad food, bad diet. They're eating all that starch. Other than Luis Miguel, have we ever seen a really well-built man? Oh, and by the way, speaking of now, who is it that he's supposed to be hanging out with now, Mariah Carey?
Mariah Carey.
Is there anybody that she's not doing?
Me.
Seriously, and why? You think that you would do Mariah Carey?
Yes.
Have you seen pictures of her lately?
Not lately.
Oh, one of the tabloids that I read on the plane had a picture of her and Luis on the beach there in Acapulco. My God, I thought, Jesus Christ, Luis must have found a beached whale out there. She looks porked up. She's gross. She's really gross.
I'll take another look.
I'd rather do Andy Carey before Mariah Carey. 567-0560. I'd rather do Hugh Carey. Is he dead, by the way? Dead or alive, Hugh Carey. Remember him? From New York. Wasn't he the governor, the mayor? He was something in New York. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. Don't go to Vegas. You'll find too many fat people there. That's what that guy says. What?
And if there are?
There's a punchline. It's one of your people. Don't ask me. I don't speak his language. Whatever language he was speaking, I don't speak it, okay? It was one of your people. And quit picking on Keanu Reeves, okay? Just because he looks like a dead Andrew Cunanan and Sam the Sham, our promotion man. What? Like a mongoloid, like Sam.
Want a lollipop, little boy? It's the musical show everyone's talking about. In their only area performance, the Spice Girls tribute band, the Spooge Girls.
If you wanna be my sex slave, you gotta give me some food.
They're here, they're hot, and they love Spooge.
Hello, we're the Spooge Girls. Our songs represent Spooge lovers everywhere. We believe in Spooge power. Giving you everything that's blood and food. We love Spooge.
The Spooge Girls, in their only area performance. If you don't see this show, then you don't know Spooge.
16 till noon, our poll question today. How many years do you have to have sex with somebody before you decide that you were being exploited? Huh? 200 years? How about 500 years? How about 157 years? Marisi says, at the time I thought the sex was consensual. This was for 17 years this went on. Now, when I look back, he says, when I look back, I don't think it was consensual. I don't care how old a student is, whether it's a boy or a girl, a coach should never have sex with a student, he says. Just like Shelley Kennedy, or whatever its name was. You know about Sheldon Kennedy, the hockey player with Graham James? Oh, it's Sheldon Kennedy?
He has a wife, you know.
Oh, yeah. And that Theo Ferry?
He has a wife, you know.
Yeah. Oh, he was just in the back seat. He was sleeping all through it. He didn't know nothing. I mean, these are the most bizarre, and they put these in the newspaper like with a straight puss, you know, like, yeah, this makes sense. Does it make any sense to me?
No.
No. Here's Cutler Ridge. Hello.
Hello, doctor.
Yes.
How are you doing, Neil?
Great.
Listen, I want to lodge a complaint.
About?
Broadcasting Marlins baseball. If I'm not going to go to the stadium and forbid myself to watch them, why would I want to listen to it?
That's the idea. We want to give you the opportunity. You don't have to go, especially since it's in New York anyway, and you can't afford to go there right now. You can listen for free.
That's a joke, man. I want to talk to your program director. I want to kick his ass.
All right, come on down. That'll take about 30 seconds. By the way, nice desk in there, Bluff. Has the Duff desk come in yet?
No.
For Pussy Galore?
No.
No. Huh? Maybe James Bond stole it. Seriously, it had his name on it, Pussy Galore. I walked by there this morning. I purposely looked in there to see if he was still sitting in there with a little tiny table with that pewter on it and all that other stuff. I mean,
no,
not there. No desk. It's only the 12th of April. This can be another one of our contests for the QAM audience. Take up an office pool. What date, what month, what year, what century, which lifetime? Even Shirley MacLaine is laughing about this. Which lifetime does Duff get the desk from Greg Reed? We can't afford no desk. We got to keep paying Wayne and John Henry. And boy, if you think nobody wanted those Marlins spots before, no way. It's going to be unbelievable this year. They can't draw flies. You know something? What I did in my pants in Toronto at the Eaton Centre, you could do that like the guy that went out there in his truck 3 a.m. out in the middle of the street. Nature was calling. He dropped a load in the middle of the street. You could do that right on that second base. They could have the whole organization just do they could take a dump truck out there and try to take a dump. And they still couldn't draw flies to it. Because nobody cares. Oh, but let's build a new stadium. Do you see how ridiculous this is? Do you see how incongruous it is? How ludicrous it is? Nobody cares, but let's build a new stadium because then maybe somebody will care. Will they care?
No.
Will more people come?
No.
No. In fact, fewer people will come because who the hell wants to go to downtown Miami? They just don't want to get the message. The only people who care about Marlins baseball in this listening audience are the ones who resent the fact that they keep preempting parts of the show for stupid ball games that nobody cares about. Those are the only ones that we ever hear from. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. Here's Coral Springs. Hello.
You Carey is alive and well. Mariah Carey, yes. And the Herald did a faux pas yesterday that was unbelievable.
Yeah.
They printed a special section for Disney resorts, and I didn't really pay attention to that because I'm not going to go there. I tossed it on the floor, and I went into the main section. On page 3, they had to reprint the entire front page of the Disney resort cover because the one that went out was only a proof full of errors, and they had to reprint the entire cover in color on page 3, the main section.
All right. Great, excellent.
Announcing that it was a problem.
I hope that they have a lot of sleepless nights over it, too.
I'm sure with Disney, that maybe one of the last times they'll get some advertising.
Excellent. Thanks for the good news.
Bye-bye.
Anything that bad that happens to the Herald can only be good, an act of God. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. We continue the search here, pressing, pushing, and plotting. They won't tell us why they go. They won't tell us when they can watch that swill on TV for free, why they keep showing up, why they keep driving from Palm Beach, from Dade County, from Yenamsville, from Monroe County, from over there on the West Coast. What are they doing it for? Why do they show up? When they can see it for free better in a more comfortable environment, without all that effort, when they can, turn it off anytime they want, they can avoid all the dead spots. I don't get it. Here's a mobile in Wellington. Hello.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
I'm one that drives from Palm Beach to go see the games.
Yeah.
I come down and see you once in a while. I don't know, man. Next year I'm going to have to really seriously think about this.
I mean, have you, when you get through with a game, you feel like you've been entertained, in other words, enough to make it worth your while to have driven down?
No, I feel like I've been over. That's what I feel like.
Right.
Especially lately.
Yeah.
Even on TV, I feel like
So what are all those people doing there? Why will they not tell me what it is that they keep coming back for? I'm begging, I'm pleading. They will not tell me.
Free T-shirts, dude. That's what it is.
They're not, but how many people get free T-shirts? About 10 of them during the whole game, and all those little punky kids get the T-shirts.
You're right. Hey, I heard there's 1,100 people at a White Sox game over the weekend. Did you hear that?
1,100?
I couldn't believe it. Somebody told me I couldn't.
Sir, if that's true, I will have a sexual accident in my pants.
I kind of think maybe Potvin was saying that Toronto had a chippy team.
Oh,
I
chippy?
Can't believe. I don't know.
Really chippy? No, they're not. I don't think so.
Well, what?
The only one that was chippy out there was the big black guy named Peter, and it's a good thing for him. Chris King didn't beat the crap out of him.
Yeah, I heard his last comment last year in person, but I didn't hear this year.
No, I believe it. He's bringing the tape tomorrow, and I can't wait to get my hands on that.
Oh, I can't wait to hear that. That's the truth too. Hey, up here in Palm Beach, remember where that priest was, Catholic priest was in trouble for molesting all the people over all the years?
Right.
That same church got hit by some vandals, some thieves, some kids robbed it, and they stole the place where they keep the God, Jesus' body and his blood.
Yeah.
His blood and body, and they're all freaked out because, well, first of all, they stole it and they dropped it out in the field, and they desecrated his body.
Well, God sure isn't doing a very good job of protecting his houses of worship, I'll tell you that. All these churches getting burned down and vandalized and stuff. He better get with the program and stop worrying so much about ball games.
You know, my neighbors go to that church, and they don't go there that often, so I informed them over the weekend that had happened. I said, listen, if you want to convince me that there's a God, these guys would have been dropped dead right in the middle of that field as soon as they stole that. I believe tomorrow, or I believe today, right now, that there's a God if that would have happened. If they just got dropped in their tracks out in this field where they robbed that thing.
Okay, God bless you, sir.
Hey, Neil.
And have a great life.
My wife belongs to a gang, but she calls it the Baptist Church.
Okay.
Later, buddy.
See ya. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T.
There's no fags in the church.
Wireless line. How many years do you have to be molested before you decide that it was wrong, you didn't like it? 110, 755, 2,000, 1,600. Here's a mobile in Miami. Hello.
Hi, Neil.
Yes, sir.
I can tell you what Denise said Saturday night.
Yeah.
He was trying to say shinny hockey, but I guess he had a little slip of the tongue.
Okay, thanks. That's what the guy said. Well, let's wait till the tape comes. All of a sudden now, everybody's on his Denise Potvin bandwagon. Now everybody heard it. Up until a guy called before he's got the tape, nobody heard it, okay? Now everybody and their brothers, and not only do they hear it, but they all have a different version of it, too.
I feel really, really shitty.
Yeah. I mean, when you look up the words dumb frog, I've said this before, but it bears repeating like on a daily basis. Look up dumb frog in your dictionary, and there will be a picture of Denise Potvin, of old number 5. They wanted to give him a higher number of the Islanders. He couldn't count that high. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T line. Here's a mobile in West Palm Beach. Hello.
Hello, Dale.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I mean, Maria Carey, you must have been looking at Rosie O'Donnell on that thing by accident, because I saw her on the night talk show the other day, and I can tell you what, she's hotter than an erupting volcano.
I'm going to tell you, the pictures that they had in this tabloid, she looked, I swear, a beached whale would be embarrassed. That's how bad she looked.
Yeah, but she was on a night talk show the other night.
Yeah.
I mean, she was so hot. I mean, God, if I had a chance to do with her, I would be
Goes to show you what that makeup will do, I'll tell you.
Oh, God, she is hot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so...
And I don't think you have to worry about Luis. I think the road, you know what I'm saying? I think your path is clear. You're okay.
All right.
Okay, good luck. I mean, that Luis, you know, all these things that they keep, everybody's, and then there's another tabloid story, which I didn't bother reading because my capacity for humor wasn't that great at the moment. after getting out of a snowstorm in Toronto yesterday, unexpected? Rob Lowe. Rob Lowe, are you familiar with this? The porno video deal didn't work to try to convince everybody, so now...
He has a wife, you know.
Rob Lowe has a wife. Are we buying that?
No.
Not for a second. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. Here's a mobile in Miami. Hello.
Hello, Uncle Neil.
Yes, sir.
How you doing?
Great.
Uncle Neil, in regards to Mariah Carey, I saw her at the Oscars the other day, and she's a house. Looks like she swallowed a baby elephant.
Yeah, that's what these pictures look like. She looked like she's ballooned up like somebody stuck a bicycle pump in her
rectum.
Like she's ballooned up the way Defoe has.
Oh, my God, it was ridiculous. And by the way, I'm on my way to Luis Miguel country right now, so if I see them together, I'll say hello.
Okay.
I was out of town
Give
last
Luis
week.
a kiss for me.
I was out of town last week, but what was your take on the debacle, the 9-1 debacle?
The what?
The 9-1 debacle with the Panthers. I was saying to myself,
What do you mean debacle? It was great.
Well, for a Florida Panther fan, not that I am, but anyway.
For Toronto Maple Leaf fans, which I am, it was great.
Yeah.
We stayed 2 periods. It was 5-1 at the end of 2. That was enough for me. And then I get back to the hotel, turn it on, and find out the final score was 9-1. And I said, how come we left?
You gotta love the Panthers. And
But the Air Canada Centre, sir, they're all the same. They're all cookie-cutter arenas. There's no atmosphere. There's no noise. They had the same cornball clips on the screen there, the film clips. It was a bitter disappointment. And the seats that Rimmer got us sucked as well.
Really?
So other than that.
Well, okay, Neil. Well, thanks a lot.
And have a great day, eh?
Thanks a lot.
Yeah, yesterday morning we have our, breakfast, our brunch at J.J. Muggs there by the Eaton Centre. I had my little experience in my pants, go back and, freshen up. And all of a sudden, a little bit later, it starts snowing out of the, weather forecast said cloudy, rain in the afternoon. Well, just a little bit off. Like about 2 inches of snow in about 2 hours. And everybody's freaking out. And the airport gets all screwed up. I just want to say this, okay, because I can't stand Delta. I hate Delta. We were going through Cincinnati. We went up that way, and we're supposed to come back the same way. And we go to the Terminal 1 there at Pearson Airport, Delta. And everybody's backed up in every train. We figure, everything's all backed up now. Planes delayed. They had like 1.5 inches of snow. This is Toronto, okay, not Miami. I can understand if we had 1.5 inches of snow in Miami, it might screw things up a little bit, okay? It was like the world was coming to an end. But they were very nice once we finally got up to the counter, and we got on the American flight, nonstop, out of Toronto, which was on time miraculously. And I want to say it one more time. I know a lot of us were very pissed off with American, even if we weren't flying them at the time during their strike, and rightfully so. It was a grotesque thing. But, like I told you last week, you fly whoever's flying where you want to go. That's all. You can't be that choosy. If you want to go, you go with whoever's going at the time you want to go. And I know Hank was talking about the fact that unless you're on certain flights, you get basically, even in first class, almost no food on American.
Absolutely correct, sir.
She's right about that. But so pick a flight where they have a meal, because the food on American Airlines, I'm going to tell you, it's not good. It's sensational. For airplane food, it is phenomenal. God bless you, American, with your great food, even though that pilot strike sucks. That was bad. But, you got to overlook these things, right, if you want a good meal. Had a turkey breast with zucchini. Man, it was good.
She won your heart in The Miracle Worker. Despite her handicaps, she left behind a lifetime of achievements. And now, with the discovery of rare audio tapes found in a basement somewhere in New Jersey, Def Jam Records makes available to you Helen Keller Sings the Blues. A series of recordings from the 1950s by Helen Keller herself, wailing out a pound of sound. To order yours, have your credit card ready and call 1-800. Order now and get a bonus disc of duets by Marley Matlin and Johnny Ray.
Okay, it's 12:01 at 560 WQAM. We're just an hour and 4 minutes away from the Marlins and the Mets from New York, from Shea Stadium. Now, we must have some people out there that are sitting with bated breath. Is that game on TV today, by the way? Is that televised? One moment, please. Let's see. Monday, let's take a look. Okay. NHL, injuries cramped farm teams. Oh, I had a dream last night. I'm not making this up. I had a dream that I woke up this morning and opened my sports page and it said, Murray's both fired by Panthers.
Oh!
And then I woke up and it wasn't there. God damn it. Seriously, I dreamed that. Oh, God. No wonder I woke up feeling like Woody. Where's the story on it? Where's something about baseball? Here it is. Broadcast TV, none. There you go. If you want to follow that Marlins Mets game, you got to keep it right here.
Oh!
Any interest at all? Come on, let's hear from somebody that's going to listen to that. Just one. It would make me feel like we're not going to lose the whole audience at 105. Assuming we have any this morning. WQAM.
Yeah, I'd like to know.
Marlins Baseball Central, yes. Hello. Speak to me, sir. You can do it.
Yeah. Marlins Baseball Central, yes. Hello. Speak to me, sir. You can do it. Marlins Baseball Central, yes.
Is he twisting it? Is he yanking it? He's yanking it. 567-0560, pound 560 on the mobile one line. See, I just made it up. There's really no dumb people out there. I just make that up because I'm a nasty guy. A messy guy? Sure was it at the Eaton Centre. I hope nobody found those underwears. Here's a mobile in Sunrise. Hello.
Yeah, Neil.
Yes, sir.
I like going to the games because I like watching the games live. And in the old arena, it was great. And now this new place, I live 6 blocks from this place.
Yeah.
And if they don't fire the Murrays, I will not renew my tickets for next year.
Oh! Great. Good news to hear that.
And that's but I enjoy the games.
See, I mean, I can understand if you've got good seats. Like I have great seats, almost right at center ice in the new arena. I have tremendous seats. But the people that sit like way up in the corners and in those little narrow seats, I wonder why they keep coming back. What is it? I mean, are they really such great loyal fans, which I have a very hard time believing that? I mean, what is it that keeps bringing those people back?
Well, I have great seats, but they're up top, but they're great seats that, that I can see the game, and that's what I want to see. I'm
telling you, we had seats that were supposedly expensive seats in this Air Canada Centre in Toronto Saturday night, and to see what was going on in the other end, you'd have to have binoculars. I mean, it was just too far away.
But I've walked around the arena, and like I said, I can see the goal lights when they come on. I can see everything from my seats. I see your seats, but it's just such a hassle now. It's just like the Dolphins games became a hassle. The Marlins became a hassle. Now the hockey's become a hassle. I will not renew if they don't fire the Murrays.
Excellent. Maybe my dream will come true, sir.
Oh! And it's Joe's show on Saturday. Is that only an hour show? 6
yeah.
or 7?
Well, it starts at an hour. Everything has to start small.
Oh, okay.
That's what I keep saying. Okay, have a great day.
All right.
Everything starts small, and eventually it maybe mushrooms up. Like a button mushroom. 567-0560, pound 560 on the mobile one line. Any interest in the Mets and Marlins? Come on, let's hear from some baseball people. Some people you can smell that goddamn rawhide, that leather. Huh? Can you smell it? Here's a lady mobile in West Palm Beach. Hello.
Hey, Neil.
Yes, ma'am.
Hey, I was fortunate enough to be listening when Pot Van said that the other night.
He did say it again.
The blankety game.
Oh.
My husband was out of the room, and I screamed to my husband, Pot Van, he said it again.
He's an asshole. Wow.
It's unbelievable. I'm glad that guy has it on tape so you can hear it.
Oh, I can't wait for this.
Yeah, it was great.
Thanks for the good news.
Okay, bye.
See ya. Denise Potvin, our moron of the month, not just for April, but any month you pick, any year you pick. He is a moron. 56705. I mean, I could understand saying that when the game was over, that it was pretty shinny or whatever. Sounds like that. Panthers getting walloped 9-1. The biggest loss in the history of their organization, by the way. The biggest margin of defeat also. First time they ever gave up 9 goals in a game. Leave it to the and the sad part of it is if you didn't watch the game, well, maybe it was sad if you did watch it, was that in the first period, for most of the first period, like we've seen in so many other Panther games, the Leafs weren't the least bit interested in that game. They just, you could tell. They had no interest. And all of a sudden, Panthers coughed up a couple of real easy goals there at the end of the period. And they said, well, we do need the 2 points. We're trying to solve fourth place. Okay, let's kick their ass. And they did. Here's a mobile in Jupiter. Hello.
Hey, Neil. How you doing, sir?
Okay, sir.
I think I can explain why some of all these arenas now are becoming so superficial. Because if you try to cater to a real hockey fan, like you and kind of I am too, I mean, how many fans are going to be there, especially in Miami? How many?
Well, how about in Toronto? Why do they have to? I mean, they got the best hockey fans in the world there. Why do they have to bring in all this plastic stuff, all this prefabricated, contrived bullcrap on a scoreboard, the Gene Hackman thing with a phony applause to try to get the crowd going? I mean, I'm sorry, but it just made me want to cry to see that. Here you can expect it, because here these people, that's what they go for, is the contrived crap. They don't even understand what's going on.
That's the only thing I was thinking. In Toronto, they shouldn't have to do that. But around here, if they just catered to the real fans, we'd have
I'm going to tell you, it's not working up there either. If anything, it's having a backlash, because I mean, that crowd has gotten so comatose. Like I said, every time I jump up and cheer, I look around me and I thought, geez, you better sit down. You might make an ass out of yourself.
As much as I hate to say it, I definitely enjoyed watching the game in the old Miami Arena better than I do now.
Yeah, I agree, absolutely.
So anyway, have a good day. And Ian Weil, you're a big fat douchebag.
All right, maybe he'll be in Vegas soon. That's where the fat people go. That's what we hear. You hear that? Fat people in Vegas. Yeah, the funny part of that is, like I started to say before I interrupted myself. When you go to Vegas, most places you see a lot of really beautiful people, like especially in the MGM Grand. Beautiful people, young people, living and breathing people, people who actually are human. But you don't see too many of those here. Really don't. You have to really scour the countryside to see anybody that looks like a real, like I said, living and breathing. But, nothing's perfect. We got that nice weather. It was 127 yesterday in the shade. Nothing like leaving a snowstorm in the middle of April with 2 inches of snow on the ground, and the temperature must have been right about 33 or 34 degrees, because it was like hovering right in between. And coming in, you get on a plane and the pilot says, oh, nice weather down in Miami. The current temperature is 94. In fact, isn't it bad for you when you keep those extreme temperature changes? Doesn't it kind of make it, because I'm starting to get a little frog. I'm just thinking about it. A little bit of a frog in my throat. I'm trying to think if I ever did have a frog in my throat. 9 minutes past noon. I wonder if Denise Potvin ever had a frog in his. Well, you know about Denise. He has problems.
If you love those great songs from those great mafia movies, you flip over Real Mob Hits. Not only does Real Mob Hits give you more of that great mob music, but you also get awesome sounds of Real Mob Hits. Like Luca the Ice Pick Fiamma getting his at the 106th Street Barbershop. Forget about it. Or who can forget Sally the Fish getting the old piano wire across the throat? If I remember correctly, it was a B flat. So order Real Mob Hits now if you know what's good for you, just by dialing 1-800-BADA-BING. Real Mob Hits. Hey, it's real. Forget about it.
12:14 at 560 WQAM. Our poll question today for our guiding light viewers: who should Michelle run off with? Either Jesse, that obnoxious, greasy Puerto Rican, or that lovely Italian boy, Danny, who happens to have his nose a little bit out of a joint. It's just in the family. It's a family thing. Well, that show is it's getting on my nerves. 567, almost as much as this one. 567-0560, pound 560 on the mobile one line. As usual, I ask a very, very appropriate and excellent question, something I'm wondering about myself. I'm asking myself, if I'm not trying to set myself above anybody else. I'm asking myself, I admit, I confess that I go to a lot of these games, and I wonder why. I wonder why, like Dion on the Belmont said, I wonder why. What the hell am I doing there? What's the point? You can sit home, watch it on TV for free, and if it turns out to be a bunch of crap, you do something else. You watch something else. You turn on anything else. You pop a tape in a VCR. Anything. You stick the lotion in the basket. Anything. Whatever you want to do. And can these people answer?
No.
No. Can't answer it. Here's Miami. Hello? Miami. Press the button. Boy, this button is tough. Miami, hello.
Hello, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Can you hear me?
I hear you.
Okay. Hey,
my fault.
I heard.
My finger is slipping on it.
Hey, I
just
heard you just came from Vegas too?
No.
No?
No, we had some Julio that called before.
Here's another Julio.
Said that he saw all the fat people out there.
Here's another Julio that just came back, and I'm not fat, by the way.
Right.
I'm very nervous right now.
Did you see a lot of fat people out there?
No, beautiful, very
right.
living and breathing.
I see a lot of really hot-looking people out there in Vegas, I'll tell you that.
You're right. You're absolutely correct.
I mean, whatever you're looking for, it's there, and even some that you're not looking for, it's there, whether you want it or not. That's right.
I didn't have a life till I went there.
Right.
Now I even dream real big. I had real big dreams and everything when I came back to this. 150 degrees in the shade, you're absolutely correct. It sucks here.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Well, wait till the middle of July. It'll be 115 for real in Vegas, although 115 there doesn't feel more than, like, I'd say about 110. You know?
I know, because it's so dry. You know, I kept getting shocked all the time with those electric.
Yeah, that's the first few times you go there, you get that electric shock, so keep your hands off it.
I was there a whole week. The whole week I was getting shocked.
You were there for a whole week?
A whole week. I left Monday, I
That
just got
dry
back
air,
Saturday.
man, that dry air will get to you. I love it, though. I do. I like the dry air.
I love it. I love it.
I've been out there June, July. It's been 112. Doesn't bother me in the least.
No, not at all.
Unless you're stupid enough to hang out in the sun all day and, you know, fry your brains out.
Right,
like some of the people around here. You ought to see some of the people came in here this morning. Yeah, if whoever is a melanoma doctor out there, I'm going to get a hold of my friend Dr. Stanley there at that Center for Dermatology in Hollywood, because he's going to have about 10 patients in this place. Everybody around here looks like their face is red as a beet. Crazy people.
No, hey, let me tell you, it was an
Understand.
experience of a lifetime. Everybody should go out there.
We'll bring you flowers.
You know what I even did, Neil? I went and caught the Elvis experience.
Yeah.
At the Dream King there on the Boulevard.
The what?
The Dream King is called Trent Carlini.
The Dream King?
Yeah, an Elvis impersonator. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
Went to the Rosewood Grill, dropped your name.
Right.
Dropped your name.
And what do they say?
Dave says he loves you, man.
Really?
You're one of a kind, baby.
Yeah, that's right.
You're one of a
He
kind.
doesn't even know who the hell I am. He doesn't.
He doesn't?
I mean, he knows the name, but he doesn't know who I am. I've never introduced
He
myself.
says he takes care of you there all the time.
Yeah, right. What a BS artist. What a phony baloney. I never met the guy in my life.
It took me back to the kitchen. I saw the big lobsters, got a picture with the lobsters and everything.
Right.
I walked all the way.
It's a great place, but I'll be honest with you, I still like Ruth's Chris better.
No, absolutely, I agree, 100%.
Steak is better, Ruth's Chris.
Well, I went
And they got two great Ruth's Chris out there in Vegas.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No kidding. I didn't know that. I would check that out.
The best in the world.
I did it all, man. I went everywhere.
Excellent.
You know what I did? I walked all the way
What
from
did
the
you
MGM all the way to the stratosphere.
Yeah. Oh, that's a long walk.
But I couldn't feel it because the weather was so great, and I was so pumped up. I'm still pumped up.
Yeah, I can't feel it either. Okay, listen, have a great day, pal.
Hey, take it easy.
I couldn't feel it in Toronto this weekend. It was so goddamn cold. Well, hey, it's up north, okay? Sometimes in the middle of April they have a little snow. That's the way it is. And then we get back to Miami, and you walk off you walk in that jetway, and all of a sudden, 172 degrees there at 10:30 last night at Miami International. Oh, by the way, that's our poll question. Which concourse do you think has most of the hanky-panky going on late at night at Miami International? I'd say American Airlines. What is that? It's concourse C? Is that what it is? C. Boy, I bet you there's some wild stuff going on there late at night after the last plane has gone out and come in, after the last pasajeros have, gone down the hallway. 567-0560, pound 560 on the mobile one line. In fact, I would have sworn as we were walking down the hallway last night going to my car, I heard the sound of drills, pneumatic drills. By the way, George admitted to me on Friday that he has never seen a glory hole in his life.
Never.
Well, that's what happens when you hang around in the Carolinas and Montana. Here's a lady in Oakland Park. Hello.
Hi, Neil.
Yes, ma'am.
I guess I don't have a life because I probably will just keep the radio on and listen to the Marlins game today.
You're the one. All right. Here's one. I knew we'd get some interest if we pumped it enough.
You know, well, I have even tickets to the Marlins this season, so I guess I'm the only one out there. But so and
why do you have tickets to the Marlins games?
I enjoy baseball, and I guess that's why you go to the hockey games. You enjoy hockey.
Yeah, but I'm not seeing very much.
Well,
I'm serious. Most of what I've seen this year has been so painful that I wouldn't categorize it as going and really seeing an entertaining hockey game. I enjoy hockey, but I don't want to see crap.
Well, that's kind of what we're getting on the baseball field now. But
right. That's my point.
You just hope that sometime you'll see something good.
Yeah. That's the way I look at it. Okay, have a great day. I always hope for seeing something good. Okay, look at this. 2 lines left on the board here. A coma-inducing crowd again today. Again, can it be possible that these people are even deader than those people that were sitting in the Air Canada Center around me who all look like Rip Van Winkle on a bad day? I mean, it was kind of like they were afraid they might irritate you if they made any noise, like, too polite. Say something. Maybe there was one group of guys, go Leafs, go. They were trying to get, the crowd pumped up and forget it. I mean, granted, it was a very lopsided game very shortly after, especially after the first period. But, I mean, get into it a little bit. We're having a great year, baby. 4th place, playoffs. You can smell it. It's great. Stevie Sullivan, 4 goals. Comatose. Don't make too much noise, Mr. A. Oh, sorry. 5, 6, 7. Seriously, all these people walking by you up there. And if I ever heard the word sorry more times in my life than I did Saturday, people with the food and people passing the Visas and the MasterCards and back and forth and around and about. Sorry, sorry. That's only your foot. Sorry. Here's a mobile in Boca. Hello.
Hey, how are you?
Okay, sir.
Big fan of both hockey and baseball. Go to them, and just because I'm a fan, number one.
Fan of what? You mean the sport?
Of athletes, of competition. Even though it's not healthy.
A fan of athletes?
Even though it's not healthy competition, it's the best we got. So.
Unhealthy. Well, if you can't go for healthy competition, go for unhealthy competition.
Go for something.
Right.
Number two, I heard you critiquing South Florida as not seeing many people that are healthy and alive.
No.
Breathing.
There's a great disproportionate percentage of the people here who are really grotesque looking, including myself. I mean,
well, that's what it's going to lead to. Huh? That's what it's going to lead to. After watching a television program, I'm surprised that you could make that comment yourself.
After watching what?
After watching your television program, I was surprised to hear that come out of your mouth because, you know.
Well, just because somebody is ugly doesn't
I'm
mean
young and good looking. I can say something like that.
No, you're wrong about that. Everybody has taste, okay? You don't have to be a gourmet cook to enjoy a great meal any more than you have to be beautiful to be able to spot a beautiful person.
If you're complaining about the South Florida look of the people, you're not making it any more attractive.
But I'm not going anywhere, see?
Okay. Not only that, but it's the lack of excitement when you're on between your radio program and your TV show.
It's
the lack of excitement about life. You seem so bummed all the time.
I'm not bummed at all. Well, here's a guy that watched the TV show and listens to the radio show and is also making the effort to call me today. Why did you watch and why do you listen?
Well, here's exactly why. I sent you a letter and I sent you a book, The Signature Guide. Did you read it? It answered all your questions from your book.
Oh, you're a religious nut.
No,
yes, you're a religious nut. You're another intolerant religious nut. Sir, God, coxahois, okay? Here's another guy that's trying to save me. He's going to say he likes following athletes. You know what they call that, don't you? 5670560 pound 560 on the mobile one line. Sir, I'm not going to read your book. It's in the circular file long since. It's been burned in a dumpster somewhere. I'm not interested in being saved or having somebody. I'm not an unhappy person at all. I travel all over the world. I have a great time, and I just explain. I just talk about what the real life experiences are. Like in my pants yesterday, I'm not going to lose any sleep over it or cry about it. It happens, okay? You know what Denise Potvin says? Crap happens. Dot the I. Oh yeah, he sent me a book. That's why he watches the TV show, because he's looking out. He wants to save me from myself because I'm so unhappy. The only time I'm unhappy, sir, is when I talk to assholes like you. The only reason they're killing each other over there in Yugoslavia is because of assholes like you. All over the world, the only reason we have all this hatred and suffering and intolerance is because of assholes like you. They want to convince me, sell me some bill of goods, some pile of crap, some Stone Age garbage, okay? Not interested. Here's Miami. Hello.
Neil,
yes,
two
sir.
quick things, if I may.
Yes,
First,
sir.
it is true that Ann Butch Bishop's good friend, Sandy Sugar Cookies Payton, is history at Waxy.
I'm surprised that so many people would have noticed it, because who the hell would listen to that crap?
Have a nice day. Second, it is possible that the geriatric Sam the Gummer, good friend of Larry King Geisen, may be her replacement.
Okay, well, Grant, I hope you enjoy listening to a Waxy 790, sir, because you sound right in their median demographic about death plus 10. We don't care, don't you understand? It's like the people that call us from the West Coast over and over again by that big fat lobster. We don't care. We do not care. Just like the people who want to rehash the light bulb and Mr. Ego this and all this old and Joyce Kaufman that. Nobody cares. That's not the audience we want. We don't want to talk to any of those people, okay? Ever. Ever. Babysitting dead people, I did that for like 15 years, okay? 10 years. That was enough of that. Now I'm just babysitting goofy people, which is a lot more entertaining. Oh, and then this good religious guy, too, was the one talking about how ugly I was, too. Thank you, sir, and God bless you. See, if there were a God, he wouldn't make anybody look like this. We'd all look like that guy that called. We don't know what he looks like. Right? We'd all be beautiful if there were a God. But God, of course, being the sadistic bastard that he is, he made some people look really, really good, and some people look really bad. I'm doing okay, sir. May come as a shock to you, I'm doing just fine.
I would love to keep you all to myself.
Lennis. I don't know if you remember me, but I was the guy whose house you set on fire last year. God, I miss you, even though you blew up my car, cut all my hair off. I miss you, girl. But one quick question, do you think you could let me know when you might let me out of this pit? No one's fed me for weeks, but I'm not complaining. Don't misunderstand me, 'cause I love you with all my heart. But if you happen to see my mother, please let her know I'm not dead yet. Dear Atlantis, I want to tell you that the guy you saw with your best friend, that wasn't me. He might have looked and talked just like me, but that's surely purely coincidental. I was nowhere near that place. I love you too much to look at anyone else. Dear Atlantis, I had a dentist appointment that day, and I was nowhere near the Sheraton Meadowlands Hotel. I would never cheat on somebody who treats me so good and wins all those Grammys, has all that money. Hey, come on, let me out of the pit, will you? Come on.
Whatever you say. Boca Brian's in here getting us all really depressed. 12:31 at 560 WQAM. We have only 34 minutes to go until Marlins baseball time, baby.
Oh.
Are you fired off and pissed up? How's that go? Pissed up and fired off? WQAM.
I was afraid of that. Dr. Mark here.
What do you mean you were afraid of that?
I
what
thought
that
when it
mean?
was ringing like that, it was going to be dry. I haven't been listening this morning. So
well, he's busy. I don't know what he's doing in there. He's looking through a bunch of crap in there. I'm only doing a radio show, but he's, passing around in it.
He called a little while ago and said you were going to come over at 1:45.
Right.
I'm going to run out to the hospital. I may be 15 minutes later than that.
Oh, my God. I'll just take my sweet time then.
That's what I want you to do.
I'll get there at 2 o'clock.
You got it.
Okay. Fasting, by the way. Okay, he's gone. See, he don't want to listen. He'll listen this time, and he's gonna take the test that I want this time, and we're gonna do this thing right. Then we can look forward all the rest of the week getting those test results in for people who keep track. Oh! Your little diary at home. Oh, they do. They keep track, baby. Especially that good religionist that called a little while ago to tell me how ugly I am, and about how he sent me the book to save me from whatever. Save me from assholes like him is what I need to be saved from. 567-0560, pound 560 on the mobile one line. Here's Miami. Hello.
Bill,
Yes, sir.
the only team in town who's got a shot to make the playoffs is the Miami Heat.
We're not talking about, sir, we're not talking about who is going to make the playoffs, okay? Oh, you're a bandwagon jumper? In other words, whoever's going to make the playoffs is who you follow? Bandwagon front-running phony jackass? I'm not interested in a bunch of 7-foot farts who's slam-a-jamming it, okay? Go slam-a-jamming it in your rectum. Get out of my face, boring turd burger. 567-0560, pound 560 on a mobile one line. I've obviously asked a question today that's a little bit too complex, a little bit too difficult for asking people why they go to these places, okay? I know that's a little bit of a tough question, like if I were standing by the escalator there at the Mac Arena Wednesday night, and I stopped all these people saying, why are you here tonight? What did you come for? What would be the answer to your question? The game is on television free. Why are you here tonight? And they would go, you know how they would go? Yeah. Like that. I keep asking all these things that they can't answer because, you know something? They don't know the answer themselves. They don't know why. Here's Cape Coral. Hello.
Yeah, let me add to your list of fag professions. I consider myself the only straight member of this particular profession as funeral directors.
Really?
Particularly in Broward.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh my God, it's they're everywhere. Not that I have a problem with it, right? But yeah, they seem to be attracted to the profession. I'm not sure why. Maybe staring at all those old naked men all day.
Maybe staring at stiffs, yeah.
But yeah, there seems to be a lot of gay people in funeral directors. And now we do have to arrange a lot of flowers, but I'm not sure if that's the
maybe
appeal.
That's it. Maybe those pansies might come in handy.
But they're attracted to that, so put that on your list.
Okay, thank you. Okay. 567-0560, pound 560 on the mobile one line. Not that he's one, you do understand. Do we believe him? Huh?
Uh-huh.
We believe you. Here's a mobile in Pompano. Hello.
Yeah, 3 words for the week. We don't care. Listen, did you catch any of that?
What does that mean?
I mean, I agree. Some of these callers, they call what is the most ridiculous crap. It's unbelievable.
Oh, you mean you don't care about what he was saying, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he's only about 2 weeks behind, about 3 weeks behind now.
Yeah, I mean, that show was like you said in
what was that show,
March.
1987, I think?
Get a life. Anyway,
1842?
Listen, Neil, every time I call you, keep on talking. Listen, let me tell you this. Did you catch any of that Pittsburgh game yesterday?
No.
I'm telling you, Fedorov, I didn't realize how dirty this guy was. He slapped the stick over Barnaby's wrist. He broke his stick. He hit him so hard, and there wasn't even a penalty.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy's unbelievable. And Brasso's back in net. He looked good.
Yeah, I know
think
that.
it's Pittsburgh and Toronto. I don't like that matchup, though. I'd rather
Pittsburgh and
Carolina.
Toronto. What? That's not going to be the matchup in the playoffs.
I don't
How do
know.
you figure that? You think the Penguins are going to finish fifth?
Yeah, well, they got
Could
the
be.
Rangers. They got the Rangers and the Islanders out of their next 3 games.
Yeah.
It'll-
Philly's got to play Buffalo. I know that.
Yeah, so one of those guys is getting points.
And don't
So,
forget, Buffalo's got 4 games left. You guys only got 3 games. Buffalo's got 4 games left.
Well, personally, I hope it's Pittsburgh and Carolina. I'd love 6 spots. I'd love to see that.
Yeah.
But if I'm you guys, I'm rooting for Buffalo to move up ahead of Philly.
Why is that?
Because Philly's scary. I mean, they're banged up. But
I would suggest you that Buffalo's probably got a little bit better goaltending than Philadelphia. I could be wrong about that, but I don't think so.
You could be right as usual.
Right.
You could be right as usual. I will not
Well, hey,
argue
listen,
with that.
we're happy just to be in 4th place, pal. We'll take it.
Oh!
After all these lean years, we're thrilled.
And in closing,
Yes,
Big
sir.
oh,
John and Big Ron, you're douchebags.
Okay. 567-0560. We're just a half hour away from Marlin baseball time. You can smell it in the air. The excitement is so thick you can cut it with your big toe. Huh? Can you feel it? Can you smell it? Here's a mobile in Vero Beach. Hello.
Neil,
Yes, sir.
how you doing?
Okay.
Hey, listen, I think I got it's almost like an image thing going to these games for some people. They feel like, they're obligated to go.
You're right about that. I feel like I've been obligated to go. In fact, I don't think I'm even going to bother going Wednesday. Why should I go to these last 2 games? I mean, the quality of what I'm seeing, the whole team's injured anyway. What's the point? What am I going to accomplish as though I have some kind of obligation to somebody to be there because I got the tickets? What's the point?
I mean, I've lived in New York, I've lived in Cleveland, good fans, and I've been to some games and good fans. And I came down here, I'm a big Dolphin fan, and I had the opportunity to go to the Super Bowl. Big hype. That's all it was.
Yeah.
I was disappointed. It was like,
And the Super Bowl's not for the fans anyway. It's for all the hotshots that they give most of it's all the
that
good
was
tickets
it.
to.
I mean, I was way up top in it. It didn't matter. I was there. It was a once in a lifetime.
I mean,
thing.
there's an event. I mean, professional football, television and football, it's a marriage made in heaven. That's why the NFL was lucky as it was and got to be where it did, was because of television, because it is perfect. In fact, it looks better on television by far than it does in person. And have a great day. Okay, you're crapping out. And that's the truth. 567-0560, pound 560 on the mobile 1 line. Yeah, they don't want, people from the Mac Arena, they don't want to admit it. They don't want to admit they're there to be seen and schmoozed with their friends. They couldn't give a crap less what the score is, who the teams are that are playing. They don't know the names of 90% of the people. That's before all the injuries, by the way. And now, forget it. They don't want to admit that. But like I said, I'm going to start being a hell of a lot more selective. And if people are going to call and say, well, you didn't show up for this game, you know what? Tough crap. That's my business. Too bad. Tough potatoes. Like I have some kind of obligation written in my, on my forehead that says, oh, well, you must attend, otherwise you're not the Maven or whatever the hell. I don't give a crap. People going to places where they seem to have less than no interest. And like I said, the Air Canada Centre, in a city where they live, breathe, and eat hockey, where they sleep with it, where they have a puck deep inside their rectum, I sometimes think. And these people were like most of the game, at least in my section. Of course, leave it to Rimmer to put me in the dead section. Oh, it's only 5 rows below the Air Canada Club. Yeah, like way up in the boondocks up there, in the red seats. I got red eyes just from trying to squint to see what was going on the other end the whole game. I know there's somebody way down there. I think there's a goalie in the net way down the other end there, huh? Sorry. 21 before 1. Man, we're creeping up on it. You can, like I said, you can smell it. Marlins baseball. There's a big, big heaping pile of Marlins baseball coming any second. We don't want John Henry to take it personally unless he wants to. They don't care. They're not interested. They're not going to show up. They don't care. And all those extra Cubans that were going to come out for Alex Fernandez, nice going there yesterday, baby. Who the hell are you kidding? They forgot that they hold the big cockfights in Hialeah every Sunday. Can they compete with that?
No.
No way, Jose. Maria.
Take me out to the Marlins game. Play the rap music loud.
No.
Inject my penis with crack cocaine. You poison my brain till the end of this game. So let's do subdued like the sports dude, and get melanoma today. Cause it's 1, 2, 300 degrees in the goddamn shade.
All right. 12:43 at 560 WQM as we move precipitously toward the top of the hour. 105 exactly, straight up and down. We got the Marlins and the Mets in New York, our pregame show. Hank will be on from Shula Steak 2 after the game till about 6 o'clock. Good luck to him. He'll need it following that baseball game. Then 6 o'clock, we got Josh, big fat Josh Friedman and Jason from 6 to 7. And 7 o'clock, Panthers pregame. Panthers at Ottawa to take another shellacking tonight. Game time 7:30. WQAM.
Hey, Neil, what's up?
How you doing, sir?
I'm a lobster, buddy.
You're a what?
I'm a lobster.
Meaning what?
I sat in right field, watched that Marlins game yesterday.
Maniac.
Let me tell you
Okay,
something.
now let me ask you this. They said 14,000 and some. Do you think that was accurate? How did it look out there?
I couldn't see anything. The glare was so big, I couldn't
Yeah.
see nothing.
Uh-huh.
Let me tell you something. They should be able, if you sit in right field, you should be able to bring umbrellas in there, because that is a damn torture, man.
And this
Make
is
people
this
sit
is
there.
only not even the middle of April yet.
I don't
Early
care.
April.
You should be able to bring at least an umbrella to cover yourself, because you will get skin cancer sitting there for a full season. There is no doubt about it.
Yeah.
There is no doubt about it. If John Henry wants public support for a dome stadium, he should start in right field, okay?
Okay, or either that or get the money from the dermatologist to South Florida. There you go. This lesion brought to you by the dermatologist of South Florida. Yeah, maybe they can have the American Legion sponsor the new stadium. 567-0560, pound 560 on the Mobile One line. Here's Fort Myers. Hello.
Hello, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Hi, this is Jim, first-time caller, calling from Fort Myers.
All right.
After listening to your show, I love it. Keep it up. You've got me into hockey now. I've
Yeah.
been going over to watch the Florida Everblades.
The what?
The Florida Everblades.
Everblades?
Yeah. International Hockey League.
Okay.
You want to come over here and watch it?
No.
Small stadium.
Yeah.
I know you don't want to come to Fort Myers, and I
No,
don't think
not
you,
at all.
you really want to.
I might even I'd run to the Beasleys if I went over there. I don't want to see them. It'd get me too depressed.
I know what you mean. After living in Miami for 37 years, I was dumb enough to come over here, but I'm here, so what am I going to do?
Yeah, that's about the only place you can go and make you appreciate here.
Well, I don't know. When I come back over there, I can't leave fast enough.
Okay, like I said, this is the only place you can visit that would make you appreciate over there.
Yeah, that's the way it goes.
Okay, Jim, well, go Blades, go.
Go Blades, go. They're
Have a
leading 2-0.
Okay, and have a great day, whatever you say. Want to see the Blades?
No.
Matadors?
No.
567-0560, pound 560 on the Mobile One line. Here's a mobile in Hialeah. Hello. By the way, Boca Brian was looking for the crowd on the way to the Marlin game today when he was coming down from Boca. Didn't realize the game is in New York. Mobile in Hialeah. Hello. Going once, going twice. Must have got out for the cockfights. Here's a mobile in Boca. Hello.
Hey, Neil, how you doing?
Okay, sir.
I called you around a month ago to tell you about the fixed races at Freehold.
Yeah.
The 3 drivers were found guilty yesterday.
Well, I hate to break the news to you, sir, but George Brennan, again, I don't believe you because George Brennan's been driving into Meadowlands.
No, they were found
Parker's
guilty yesterday, Neil.
Yeah.
The suspension starts today.
Yeah.
Okay? They're barred from Freehold. They're appealing. It's a 6-month suspension.
Well, they're barred from Freehold. What about the Meadowlands?
Because the Freehold is a privately owned track. The Meadowlands, the state owns part of it. While they appeal, they can still drive at the Meadowlands.
Yeah.
If they're found guilty, if they lose their appeal, they're barred from the Meadowlands too for 6 months.
For 6 months.
Yep.
Oh, so what's the big deal with that?
Hey, and not only that, and then Freehold gets to keep all the money they didn't pay out to the patrons.
Great.
The
And Jack Lee will probably come back and want a piece of it.
well, the Cardinals coming too.
Okay.
We'll talk to you later.
Whatever you say. Oh, God. 567-0560, pound 560 on the Mobile One line as we continue our search. It's a never-ending, it's an ongoing search. For years and years, we've been searching and looking and squeezing and grasping. Have we found it yet?
No.
Here's a mobile in Aventura. Hello.
Hey, how you doing, Neil?
Okay, sir.
I've spoken to you a couple of times in the past. I still love your show. I want to talk to you a little bit about sports. I've been listening
About
to
what?
Sports.
Sports.
You've been talking about how this is not a sports town. I agree with you 100%. These people down here stink.
Why is that? Why does it have to be a sports town? See, that was what the point I made before. Why does it have to be a sports town? First of all, the median age here is 100, so why should it be a sports town?
Exactly.
And you got all these banana boat people. They're not the only sport they care about, like cockfighting and stuff like that.
You want to go to a real
American sport?
You want to go to a real city? Go to the city of Cleveland. Jacobs
I
Field.
don't want to go. Why would I want to go to Cleveland? I've been there. That's a toilet. I don't want to go to Cleveland.
Hey, have you been to Jacobs Field?
No, I don't want to go there. I wouldn't go to Cleveland if you paid me by the minute. What the hell am I going to see there?
I was born there. It's my hometown. Oh, by the way, today's my birthday.
Okay, well, happy birthday to you, sir. Don't call us again, please. Woo! Okay, we got 16 minutes to kill until baseball time. Are we going to do it?
No.
I don't think so. Been a real dicey Monday here, I'll tell you that. They just don't want to fess up. They will not confess their sins on this show. Of why they waste their time when they could sit there on their fat ass having a great time, enjoying themselves, be comfortable. And they go out there and they create all that traffic and they go to these places and they get ripped off and pay this wild, extravagant amount of money and they go see a product. To say second rate would be a major overstatement, okay? Or understatement, depending on how you look at it. A 10th rate product. And leave their bitching and moaning and grumbling. I hear them all the time on the way out of the arena down that escalator. They're bitching and screaming, "F you guys, you suck it," and they keep coming back, just like me. We're a bunch of masochists. Just like coming back to this place all the time. Well, at least there's a paycheck waiting at the end of the rainbow. That's the only thing to come back here for. And the good camaraderie with all the nice people that work around this joint. Now, there's some nice people here. Like Josh Friedman. Here's Miami. Hello.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, how you doing, Neil?
Okay.
I went to a restaurant the other day, and they tried to offer me some flam. What is flam? It looked like snot.
Slime. It's not. Yeah, you think it's good, but it's not. Fine. Okay, one call left on the board. Here we go. 15 minutes. I can understand we die right at the top of the hour when you got the Marlins baseball game coming out with the Mets that nobody in their right mind would listen. But here we got 15 minutes to kill, and that's it. That's the crux of your material here on a Monday. 5, 6, 7. I'll let you do the last 15 minutes, okay? They like talking about that fag you were talking about on Keanu Reeves. Quit picking on him, okay? Just because he looks like, what's his name that you hate? Don't say Sam. No, Sam. 567-0560, pound 560 on the mobile one line. George has got a thing against Venezuela. In fact, anybody that isn't Cuban, George basically ain't too crazy about. Here's a mobile in Hialeah. Hello.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
Can you feel the heat in your ass?
Yeah, feel this. Get out of here, Sam. See, that's the problem being up here on the third floor, okay? Go back, do some work. I know that's not in your vocabulary. Go do something productive, also not in your vocabulary, and close the door on the way out, Sam. See ya, Drew. Your friend, Gianni. Here's Plantation. Hello.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
Why do these people complain about sitting in the heat there for the Marlins? The Dolphins play in September, 1 o'clock in the afternoon with 72,000 people there.
You won't see me out there.
The same sun.
You won't see me out there. That's right. If they're on the sun side of that stadium, they're baking their brains out.
Baking it out.
Even
and
if
with
it's
all those people,
even those 4 o'clock games, you spit your guts out. Am I right?
Absolutely
You're
right.
spitzing over there. These people, they don't even know what they're doing there. They don't know. They just get sucked into it. It's the American effing way. Somebody convinced them that this is what life is all about. They're in la-la land, these people.
Have a good one.
And back to you. I mean, I come back here, I could have told you, boy, that crowd in Toronto, those people were great. And that arena was really, the atmosphere in there was, that wasn't either of the above. It was depressing. It was a gigantic, unbelievably depressing situation. Forgetting about the game, which I loved, of course. Forget about that. Not anything like what I thought I was going to experience. Like being in a time warp. 5670560, pound 560 on the mobile one line. We'll keep plugging along. We'll make it toward the top of the hour. We'll get up there to that goddamn ball game, whether you like it or not. Because guess what? It's coming, baby.
Scored.
And the game too. We had that one lady. See, it's always a lady. It's always some broad out there. Oh yeah, I'm going to be listening to the Marlins game. I'm not talking about women, okay? We don't have any women listening anyway. If we had women listening, we'd have a 30 share. Women are too watchy. They're too watchy. Wiki-watchy. They're too busy watching that crap on TV. They're watching Jerry Springer, and they're watching all that slime on there on TV. Jenny Jones, watching people blowing each other's brains out. All those snuff shows on TV. I used to watch them, but I finally said, that's enough. 74-1 at 560 WQAM. See, I could actually kill the time in between here and going to the doctor, but I can't eat. That's the problem. He knows that, too. I can't eat because I'm going to do blood tests. So I can't eat.
WQAM. Miami, Fort Lauderdale.
It's the 1 to 2 hour.
How I love to lick a clit, and that is why I become a singing lesbian nun. Sister Mary Catherine was so impressed with what I'd done, she gave me action with her tongue. Can you conceive, perceive, believe that this song went to #1 because I was a nun? Found a way to make some cash and hope the royalties will last because retired nuns don't get none. I never made it that big because I didn't look that great, so I got me a new habit, doing drugs and getting laid. Had my one and only hit, and then the Vatican got pissed. The Pope said, there's my vig. Now that I'm dead, I can reveal how much I wanted Sally Field to go whistling in my wheat field. Oh!
12:59 at 560 WQAM. Well, that picked me up a little bit. Now I feel better. Usually Boca Brian comes around, I get depressed. Oh, Tom Chauvin died. What am I going to do? They're going to know me up there. They'll know you. Just waddle in there. Oh, there's that depressing guy from Florida again. They'll know who you are. Here's a mobile in Boca. Hello.
Neil, how are you?
Okay, sir.
Listen, long-time listener. You have a great show.
Yes, I do.
Crack me up. Listen, I want to know what your opinion
Callers
is.
suck, but that's nothing I can do about it.
I want to know what your opinion is. I hear you criticize and cut down front office and coaching of our Marlins, our Panthers, our Dolphins.
Criticizing
the only thing I don't
what?
hear you criticize about is just, say, the Heat and Pat Riley. They seem like they're such a clean-cut group.
I'm not interested in the Heat, sir. I couldn't care less. I couldn't care the least bit. And Pat Riley.
I want to know what your opinion about Pat Riley in that.
I don't have an opinion.
Sure you don't.
No, I don't.
They're the only sports team that's
Sir,
doing
let me
well
say
in
it
this
again.
town.
I couldn't care less if I tried.
Sure
I don't
you do.
care. No, I will not, and I won't, okay? And you can continue baiting and masturbating, whatever else it is you're doing, sir, and to playing your game. I'm not interested. I don't give a crap whether they run well. This isn't a sports show, #1. In case you haven't noticed, it's not an effing sports show. And sports nerds like you, that's all you can talk about. Shame on you, sir. Let me say it again. Pat Riley listens to the show. He knows basketball sucks. He knows it's a big bunch of 7-foot freaks. He knows it's a pile of crap. He loves this show. Because I'm the one guy in this station that's got the balls to tell it like it is about that crap. And thank God for Defoe this morning. Finally grew a little pair over the weekend. Maybe he got lucky this weekend with his on-again, off-again marriage. In again, out and again marriage. Talking about the draft and all the idiotic draftniks out there and these silly no-life people that make a big life, like this is some kind of a sporting event, like it's some kind of an activity, something that people with a brain ought to be interested in, which we know it's not. 567-0560, pound 560 on the mobile one line. Here's Fort Lauderdale. Hello.
Neil,
Yes, sir.
the issue you went through a couple weeks ago, you're kind of contradicting yourself here, pal.
About what?
You said that you're tired of going to the hockey games, seeing different people sitting around you. They're giving their tickets up. They're not showing up. And then you sit here and you talk about how you're not going to go anymore and you've had it.
I didn't say I'm not going to go anymore. I said I'm not going to go to the last two games.
Neil, come on.
Sir, can you have a conversation?
Now,
is that possible? Oh, my God. Okay, another asshole. Another asshole. I'm asking you, sir, why do people go if they don't find it entertaining? And what I'm saying is that it hasn't been entertaining for a long time, and to feel like I'm obligated to go to the last two games, I'm probably not going to go. Is there anything contradictory about that?
No.
No, there is not. And I've asked a million times, by the way, I'm not contradicting at all. I've asked a zillion times during the course of this season why people are going to that MAC arena since they don't even have an interest. I have an interest in the team, in the sports, or at least when I do go, I have a reason why I go. A legitimate, honest-to-God reason. Not just to sit there and schmooze around and be seen by people and walk around and stand up in front of everybody else and act like a jackass. But you can't have a conversation, can you?
No.
No, you can't. Oh, I sure got you. Go back and put another chaw in your cheek, okay, sir?
Rectum.
Yeah, that cheek, too. Here's Dania. Hello.
Hey, how you doing, Neil?
Okay, sir.
Oh, good. Neil, my question to a lot of these people down here is...
What is your question, sir?
My question is, all these people down here that don't like it here and brag about Cincinnati and brag about New York and brag about Canada,
it would be nice to see them all head north up I-95.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all.
Okay, that's original. That's original, sir. Take the fag with you and don't leave it, or however that old bumper sticker goes. That's original. Maybe a lot of these people have a point. Do you ever think of that, sir?
No.
No. Maybe people like you are the reason that some people are unhappy with it down here. Do you ever consider that, sir?
No.
Here's Fort Lauderdale. Hello.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Hi, Neil. How are you doing?
Okay.
Great. I've not listened to the whole show today, but I just have a couple of little topics for you.
Couple of little topics.
A little thing.
We have a minute and a half to go, and you're introducing the topics.
Okay, real quickly. Is there any? And I'm serious. If Pat Riley was to coach the Panthers?
Here's a mobile in Coral Springs. Hello.
Hey, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Hey, how you doing? Hey, listen.
I'd rather hear about Rick Riley than Pat Riley any day of the week, and I don't even want to think about Rick Riley. Yes, sir.
I'm from Boston.
Yeah.
And I went to the new Fleet Center up there, and I was very disappointed.
Right, same problem. That's right, and a lot of empty seats too because it's prefabricated. These people don't understand what I'm talking about. I've been trying to convey a message here all day, and we finally get to the end of the show. You're the first person that knows what I'm talking about.
Because the seats, they used to go straight up in the air, and you were sitting right on top of the rink. But now they've got them situated where you really, it sucks to go to a game anymore.
Yeah, you can't see a goddamn thing. You're a million miles away.
All right, well, God bless the Boston Bruins anyway.
Okay, well, they'll need it. Okay, they'll need a blessing. They're doing okay. They got that famous anus. Okay, that's going to do it, see. What they want to do, they don't like the message, so let's attack the messenger, okay? We can't discuss it with you because we don't have the capacity to do that because it's a very reasonable and logical and rational thing that you're saying. We can't do that. So instead of that, we'll attack you because we like doing that. And you know what? I couldn't give a flying crap less. How do you like that? You like it?
Yes.
Good. I do too. And have a nice effing day. Oh my God, we got a baseball game coming up. We're just finally look at that momentum we got we got a call on there. And now we got to get the hell out of here for our dumb ball game.
The Neil Rogers Show on 560 WQAM Miami, Fort Lauderdale.